let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safeway Liquid Beer for the podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers. McDavid tips it home. Game over.
Curry gets it ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky going in. Sutter trying to get back. Gretzky with his nice score.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
Let's go!
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine.
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
That's why it's the Stanley Cup.
After all of the things I've done for you.
It's hard. It's hard.
I buy you champagne and roses, put diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba. Baby!
Play the mama, baby.
But we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling in the dazzling every single night. Clubs coming out, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah! Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Hey! Hey! Listen. First gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go
on game day, game 3, home team returns to the barn down in Ice District. That's exciting, isn't it? What's going on? If you like the show, hammer the thumbs up. If you're like Jay Sapporo Jay over in the chat, why do these guys play some music? Just talk hockey.
Hey.
You're in luck, man, because we got 2 hours and 49 minutes of uninterrupted hockey talk. Sprinkling a football around 8:30 with Dave Naylor. So just relax, dude. All of our original songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. If your kid is starting a journey in sports, you're like, I just don't know where to get their equipment. Well, easy peasy. Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trading consign, sport for every season, hockey equipment and skates ready to go year round. Family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. 7430 99th Street or online at totemoutfitters.ca. Positive vibes only today. Correct?
Yes. I look, the whole time I've been saying they're going to be fine.
You have
Everybody's world's falling in on themselves. I don't really understand, but no, they'll be fine. It's the St. Louis Blues model.
Yes,
That's what we have to go off.
Well, I mean,
Comparing
look what the
the Oilers
Blues
to
did.
the Blues. Yeah, well,
look what the Blues did to the best team in the National Hockey League last night. Go do that. Go do that.
Vezina, hard. You can take all those trophies and shove them up Hellebuck's.
Darcy Kemper's supposed to be this in the Vezina conversation. Connor Hellebuck's up here. They scored that many goals with Connor Hellebuck last night. Now he drops down.
Do the math.
Come on. It's possible. And nothing against Buchnevich, but you have McDavid and Draisaitl. So let's go.
Would have been nice if they got Buchnevich that one time, though.
Positive vibes only. If things go poorly between now and Monday morning, you can have your anti-Oiler bitch session. But this city needs positive vibes today going into this thing. That place needs to be rocking. And I'm sorry, a lot of the times, even in the playoffs, it's not. Like I'm talking, Rogers Place needs to be a madhouse tonight. Get behind your bloody team.
But even before that, the Ice House needs to be a man.
Tommy Gazzola at the Ice House tonight.
The Fork is live on the scene.
Oh, God, that guy, it's like Buckner walking back into shape.
He is in his element tonight.
Since we started Edmonton Sports Talk, Tommy's been like, Dusty, can I do games at Ice House? I'm like, calm down. We got to get a deal done. Tonight is his night. Yeah. And Edmonton Sports Talk has you covered simply better than anybody else in the city. I'm sorry, it's just true. I know it's biased, but it's true. We will be live from now up until puck drop tonight. That is 14 straight hours of pregame coverage. Our show will go up to 9. The Hangouts had a huge week. It'll be from 9 to 11. The Lock Shop from 11 until 12.
Jasmine returning to the Hangouts.
I was wondering where Jasmine's been lately.
People are talking. That was the rumor.
What was going on with Jasmine?
Comeback's on. Tommy at the Ice House, Jasmine in the Hangout.
Wait, and I guess Tommy will be at the rink today. So Glue Guy, Jasmine, Matt. Oh, I love that. I love that hangout. That's good. Hey, if you missed it yesterday, the new commish of the Canadian Football League, speaking of Glue Guy, Reed Wilkins and Jay Milne, a.k.a. the EST Glue Guy, they did have the commissioner, Stuart Johnston, on 3:30 yesterday. If you did not check it out, it's very easy. You can download their podcast, find it on all podcasting platforms. You can hop back on their show on YouTube yesterday, or you should just try to listen to that show live all the time because it's awesome. And it'll be extended today, 3 to 6:30 with the Reed Wilkins show, and then the GCL Diesel pregame show from 6:30 until 8 o'clock. And then obviously following the game, win or lose, an awesome post-game show tonight as well for handsome Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas and Matt Cassian and Reed Wilkins and the like. But Stuart Johnston was awesome yesterday. I was wanting to have a nap, but I couldn't. I was enthralled in the conversation.
Yeah, which makes me even more excited for this listening tour that he'll be putting on.
Yeah. I mean, when he goes on his listening tour, I suggest we put him right here in between us. And what did you suggest this morning?
He listens.
No mic. He doesn't even have a mic to talk.
A good listener is just listening, not talking. Why would you need to talk if you're on a listening? I can see if it was called the Stuart Johnston Talking Tour.
Yeah. Speaking tour. A speaking tour.
A speaking event, yeah.
But he's going to go on a listening tour, and he should sit right here between us and listen.
Yeah.
To all of you on the chat and on the text line. Various places to listen. But yeah, Stu you can tell he comes from a different place than Randy Ambrosi.
Yeah.
Like Stuart Johnston is a polished leader of business.
And I know Reed yesterday brought up, like before they had him on that listening tour. Yeah, it's kind of, you can kind of scoff at it. I mean, people are going to say, but he does come across after hearing him speak like he's pretty damn interested in some new ideas and some fresh stuff. So, and that's nothing I was talking
including
before the show.
CFL season-long fantasy.
Nothing against Randy Ambrosi. I think just two different types of people.
Randy did a good job. The league's in a better spot.
It's the hot take that he did a good job. Like that seems to be like, hey, Randy Ambrosi did not a bad job.
But look at the league when Randy took over. Yeah, went through a pandemic and came out of it in a much better spot.
Yeah, the ownership is stabilized. So, but his demeanor and the way he carries it's totally different to this. So more of a polished leadership now, I guess you could.
They asked him about the television deal that has a couple of years left. He did say that, TSN will get the first crack at kind of extending this thing, which excites me as one of the guys who calls games for TSN.
Television, smell-o-vision, the season-long fantasy.
I mean,
did you slip read the note?
Oh, yeah, renew. I mean, it was their last question. I thought they could have mixed it in earlier, just saying. But he did say that's going to be a big part of something that he's going to continue. So I'm obviously, to turn around for this season, I'm not going to expect the commission to do that. But if we don't have season-long CFL fantasy by next season, he's dead to me.
You have him on a leash, just not a tight one yet.
Yeah. So, very exciting. But it was a great chat. I was very jealous that it wasn't with us. Like, he was just terrific. But we'll track him down again. CFL draft is next week. NFL draft was last night.
Does Shedeur Sanders get to fall to the CFL draft?
Yeah, actually, I wonder if the Riders have his negotiating rights.
He'll be available.
We will, let's lay out the show for you. As always, the Nielson Show is brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at Southport Chev. Right now, they got 0% financing OAC up to 72 months. Save up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s. These guys are stressed today because the Oilers tonight, they got to have it. Daniel and the team out of Southport Chev, they don't know what to do with their hands. But you know what they are going to do? They're going to shake your hand and get you in a new vehicle. That's what they're going to do at Southport Chevrolet. www.southportchev.com. If you are watching over on YouTube today, we are already just 26 likes away from changing 100. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom.
I forgot to hit the thumb yesterday.
Yeah, this guy. We finished the show yesterday. He goes, I never liked it. What are we doing here?
Click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
George over in the chat is asking, Dusty, are you going to play that interview with the commissioner? Look, today's major focus is game 3. I think a lot of people would kill us if we replayed a 20-minute interview. But I'm telling you, just go over to, if you're on YouTube right now, George, just go to Reed Wilkins' show yesterday, about 30 minutes in, and you'll get the best 20 minutes with the commission in quite some time. So yeah, I would very much, or download the podcast, sub to their pod. You should sub to their podcast anyway, but download the podcast and get into it. You can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox. I haven't even snuck a peek inside the Paris Jewelers inbox.
Rip City step on stock some Jaguars.
Of course he does. Hey, how about
more weapons for the investment?
Yeah, you see how young their GM looks? He's a newcomer.
Duval
coming into. How old is that guy actually? How old?
12.
Yeah, well, I joked he was 15 years old.
No,
but that guy can't be more than 31, 32 years old.
They say they have the best draft in the entire NFL. Are you surprised to hear that?
Certainly not. The first year we took it to the limit. And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
It's been 20 years since then. We haven't been too strong in the last few years.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules. You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
Yes, you can.
It's Travis. Yeah, you can't.
His name is James Gladstone.
Well, it's also a guy who's going to play offense and defense.
Oh, yes, the Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Does Travis Hunter come in and steal the show? Probably on both sides of the ball. A little bit of a hit.
Bold move
for Brian Thomas Jr. in fantasy.
Yeah.
I was so hard into the NFL draft last night. I did sign up for my 7th best ball league draft because now you know where some of these rookies are going.
Yeah.
The draft begins this morning at 8 o'clock. I'm drafting out of the 12 hole. So I got the 12-13 swing, which I'm okay with. I haven't had that yet in my other 6 drafts. So let's see what's up. All right. Text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox. If the Oilers win tonight and you're dating somebody, you should probably ask them to marry you. And you can go and get a ring for them at Paris Jewelers. West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center, or of course online, www.parisjewelers.com. And one of your text messages will win the text of the day for A&W, where it is a game day, which means they've got a fantastic deal for you. Mama Burger and fries, just $5. You're going to like that.
5.
You're going to like that. Hey, is Travis Hunter that guy, pal?
He's two guys.
You're two guys, pal. Morning announcements coming up. We'll take a look at what happened last night outside of the NFL draft. Tales of the North coming down the pipe. Hot and heavy at 6:30. That is where we will also get your thoughts on the vibes that you have heading into this game. Can they pull it? Look what St. Louis did last night. Why can't the Oilers do that? And I'm not even talking about like seven goals. I'm talking about win a bloody hockey game. This is not over yet. I've been hearing a lot of like, they're just going to get swept. They're just going to get swept. Yeah, come on. Have some faith here. Plus, the Kings only won 17 road games all year. Crack pack for Wayne Sports Cards. Don't think we've ever done these, but I was in at Wayne's yesterday. We were talking about stuff, and these things have been going since like 1985, and apparently they're a huge deal. Many of you with kids might know.
Yeah, our more senior crowd might be more.
I have kids, but I was not aware. Garbage Pail Kids. Have you heard of these Garbage Pail Kids? Me neither. They're like the card version of the Cabbage Patch Kids. And actually, these cards were made out of Cabbage Patch Kids spite, is what I found out yesterday. So I love me some good spite. So we're going to get into that.
You
around.
also had a break last night, too?
I did a card break last night. It was great. Matt from the Garrison hit a couple of autos in his first break. We hit a Cale McCarr auto. That was a good break last
night. The net? You got a little netting, eh?
It's a tough one. I can't remember who pulled. Tom Bueller, I think. Tom Bueller got a Sergei Bobrovsky net cords from the Stanley Cup final. So it's a piece of the net from the Stanley Cup final.
Pretty cool.
Which is kind of neat card, I guess. Chris Johnston's going to join us for Pro-Am Sports. We will get to our Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. How about this? Sometime between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. I think hopefully just after 7:30. Gene Principe on the show. That'll be our that's good segment for today.
You picked up a Principe pepperoni pizza.
They're calling them the pepperoni Principis.
You picked up a pepperoni pizza pie.
I picked up a pepperoni pizza pie. I picked up a pepperoni pizza pie. So Gino, who we love, has hooked up with the Italian Center, who we love, and they've worked together to rebrand the pepperoni pizzas, which we also love.
Pepperoni pizza pie.
So we're gonna have the pepperoni pizza pie with Principe on the platform today.
But you, in your generous ways, didn't just bring in one.
They gave me like
Principe
5 or 6.
pepperoni pizza pie. And what did you say that
I
we're
said,
going to do?
you know what
with
we're
one
going to do? We're going to do. So we're going to heat one up while we're talking with Chris Johnston.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we have Principe on while we're eating the Principe pepperoni pizza pie, we will give away.
Oh, yeah.
We'll give away 2.
Oh, whoa!
We'll give away 2. We'll give away 2.
Whoa!
It's game day. We're going to give away 2 pepperoni pizza pies from Principe.
Principe pepperoni pizza pie.
Just after 7:30 today. So you can swing on by this morning. If you win it, swing on by this morning, grab it. You're having a Principe pepperoni pizza pie on a plate at your place tonight. Well, you're watching on your from Roger's Place on your plasma TV.
It's fun. Gets the mouth going.
Yeah. Anyway, Principe is going to join us just after 7:30. Gino's been around the team. We'll find out what the vibe is like there. Gene's been in on the Hangout. I don't know if we've had Gene on our show since we launched. So I know he's a listener.
Yeah, he loves the Hangout. Yeah.
That's exciting. 5 likes away from changing one hundo. This is a 200 like 6 o'clock hour. Easy peasy. Should be a 300 if you care about your club. So that's nice. The fan zone for fansfirst.ca. We will get into that somewhere in that 7:30 to 8 o'clock segment with before we're done with Gene Principe and the Principe pepperoni pizza pie. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Dave Naylor is going to pop by. We're going to get his thoughts on the reveal of the commish yesterday and NFL Draft Watch for a couple of Canadian quarterbacks, one who actually played south of the border, one who played north of the border. I'll still be pretty surprised if the Algerma kid ends up getting picked. But maybe a UDFA deal after the draft. Yeah. And does Nathan Rourke's brother Curtis get selected? We'll see. So we'll get into that a little bit. Sobeys the Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Darren from Arcadia is going to be up in here. He'll be up in here at
great cans.
Arcadia cans. Yeah, they're really good.
The best in the game.
I think they're going to be pushing. I think the Irish Red Ale is the beer of the week at So We Can Stay for Liquor, but I'm sure there'll be some other samplings for the boys on a Friday. Hey, this is. Oh, and we're all wearing shorts. What do you think about this? Yeah, let's go. Game day, baby. Let's go. Who's excited? Where we said, Trev, you're wearing your shorts today?
No.
Short check.
Of course.
Boom. Yes.
Feels nice in here. Nice little breeze. You feel that?
So I feel it's very breezy on your balls. Breezy on your balls. Principe, pizza pie. All right. Marvin Basin Still Report, the wrap for William Huff. Like this is a jam-packed show today. Let's get into your morning announcements.
And you haven't even mentioned the NBA yet. You've gone. I think this is the farthest you've gone in a morning show without talking association.
I want to get to association. Kind of a big game tonight.
How about those Clippers?
How about those Clippers? You know what? We're already on it. I was going to get to the NHL first, but hey, you did it. This guy. Hey, Eric, enough with the NBA talk already.
LeBron James.
And why am I taking chicken leg chirps right now? Yeah, they're white. I haven't seen the sunshine since Disneyland, but I don't know. I don't think my legs are too chicken.
You got nice legs.
Thanks, Trev. You got nice legs too, man.
Thank you.
Eric, you have nice legs.
Thank you.
I don't think any of us have chicken legs.
No, I don't think
you
so.
just have very white legs.
Yeah, who, me?
That's okay.
Yeah, my legs are white.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I'm white. My legs are going to be white.
Even Zach should go to a Jets game.
Surprise!
Yeah.
My legs are white.
They're not Zach white.
No, Zach's legs. Zach's legs are white.
Blinding.
Yeah. NBA last night, the Knicks and Pistons, these two teams hate each other. What is this? Jordan's 90s basketball?
This old school
late
ball.
80s?
Yeah.
And then how about the Memphis Grizzlies? 29-point lead at home, and you blow it. You're not that team, pals.
Yeah.
And then the Clippers roll over the dank Nugs. 117-83. Is Jokic going to leave? Dun, 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 dun.
Almost hitting that 50-point marker.
Yeah, that would have almost won them the
Flirting
series.
with it, you know.
They almost won the series automatically. And then NHL yesterday, the Florida Panthers. Man, I get sick and tired of these Florida Panthers. Barkov got absolutely popped in that game. See the hit by Hagel?
Left his feet and
is that a suspension?
Right to the head. Well, you got ejected.
The puck was nowhere around. Like,
he was not good.
We'll get into it with a guy we like to call CJ. Chris Johnston will be by just after 7 o'clock. Ottawa has now lost twice in overtime.
It's a heartbreaker.
I'm sure there are Maple Leafs fans already who are like, this is going to be like the Habs in 93 and 10 straight overtime wins. Relax. It's the Ottawa Senators.
Leafs up 3-0 in the series, somewhat uncharted territory as well, you could say.
Well, this would be the all-time choke.
Well, hey.
But I mean, they're going to get it done in 4 or 5. I mean, that's what it's looking like. St. Louis proves to the Oilers that you can indeed stay alive with a big Game 3 win. They crushed the Jets 7-2. And then how about these damn Minnesota Wild?
Kaprizov and Boldy.
Stud muffins.
Compared to Eichel and Stone. Like, it's night and day right now.
Well, I mean, if you had to ask me which duo I'd rather have, it's 100% Kaprizov and Boldy.
Well, fair enough. But I'm just saying, like, the scales are very unbalanced there.
I picked the Golden Knights in 6, but I remember saying in the lock shop that if there is one upset that could happen, the healthy Minnesota Wild. Like, the Minnesota Wild were so good in the first half of the year, and then they lost their best player, and we're just like, oh, forget about the Minnesota Wild.
So long ago,
but
right?
He's back.
That they were dominating the league in a sense.
I'm assuming Vegas figures this thing out, probably going 7 now, but I don't know, man. Minnesota might finish the job here. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Let's hammer that thumbs up for your boys. We're 30 minutes into the show. We're already at about 120 likes. So that is great as we continue to get you ready for what is just a massive, massive, massive game tonight between the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Chris Johnston will help us get you ready for it. And Gene Principe will help us get you ready for it as well. If you need a conch here in the 6 o'clock hour, let us know why. 780-218-9999, 218-9999. RBM is in and says the Panthers will absolutely slap the laughs the way they're wrecking the Bolts right now as well. Well, we'll see what happens with Barkov. No update after the game last night, right?
No. Lefton would not return.
All right, lots of text messages that we will try to sort through as we work our way through the show today. On the way next, so you know what's up. Tales of the North as the orange and blue return to the districts, looking to defend their homeland, which is pretty important.
Trevor's
tonight.
hands are moving.
Let's do it, Trev.
Changing 100.
Oh, you know what sounded even way better? Changing 200. Hammer the thumbs up on YouTube and sub to the channel if you haven't already. We blew past 11.6K yesterday. And man, with some of the numbers we've seen lately, 11.7K should be within like the next 36 hours. So hammer the thumbs up for us and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Tales of the North and your initial takes on the game tonight. What would you do with the lineup? It's obviously Pickard, I think, that's going to go between the pipes. Can you imagine if they roll out Stuart Skinner again? And I can't. I only really blame Skinner for like 2 of the 12 goals so far, but you got to get a different look in there.
Somebody brought up Vancouver last year as well, and you know, storylines repeating themselves. So
hey, they don't call them picks for nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's get to the sports update with Lieutenant Eric. We'll crack some packs. We'll do Tales of the North. We'll dish out some conchas. We'll get to your messages. All on the way before 7 o'clock.
Sergei Bobrovsky, a 19-save shutout as the Panthers blank the Lightning 2-zip. Florida now 2-0 up in that series. Brandon Hagel ejected for his hit on Alexander Barkov, who would leave the game and not return. Simone Benoit scoring 119 of overtime. Leafs clip the Senators 3-2. Toronto now up 3-0 in that series. Wild have a 2-1 series lead following a 5-2 victory of the Golden Knights. And Pavel Buchnevich with a hat trick. Blues hammer the Jets 7-2. Winnipeg still up 2-1 in that series. Oilers back home to host the Kings tonight after dropping the first 2 down in L.A. Join Tom Gazzola live downtown from the Canadian Ice House for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage will begin at 6:30 here on EST. 2 other games tonight. Montreal at home to Washington down 2-0, and the Devils also down 2-0. They'll host Carolina at 6. Karl Anthony Towns, 31 points. Knicks win on the road 118-116 over the Pistons. New York now up 2-1 in that series. Thunder would rally from 29 down to knock off Memphis 114-108 to take a stranglehold 3-0 lead. And the Clippers now find themselves 2-1 up on the Nuggets following a 117-83 victory. Blue Jays road trip continues tonight. They open a 3-game series against the Yankees. First pitch 5:05. Jays looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders still on the board following the opening round of the NFL draft. Miami quarterback Cam Ward going first overall to Tennessee, while the Jaguars traded up with the Browns to 2, selecting Colorado receiver and defensive back Travis Hunter. And Canadian Adam Svensson and Cam Davis with an opening round 61-11 under as they sit third at the Zurich Classic. Up next, we'll get you set for Oilers-Kings Game 3 with the Tales of the North as the 6 o'clock hour of the Nielson Show continues here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Oh.
I am a Zach High man with the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals. I'm the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. 3rd overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My 2A game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
Oh boy, let's go. Game 3 tonight between the Oilers and the Kings. If you were watching over on YouTube this morning, hammer the thumbs up for us. Would be greatly appreciated. 53 likes away from changing 200 here in the 6 o'clock hour. Chris Johnston is on the way. Gene Principe is on the way. Both of those guys in hour number 2. Your thoughts on the game tonight? Get those into the inbox right now at 780-218-9999. Are you expecting a victory tonight? And how do they go about doing it? What lineup changes need to be made? What say you? 780-218-9999. Atif texts in this morning. Says, Dusty, can I get a conch for one of the best of the business in Edmonton? William Huff. I would like to thank them. They hooked me up with a package. I'm slowly putting the wheelchair together. Hopefully by tonight when they make an appearance at the Ice District, I'll have lights on the chair. I'm just trying to figure that out right now. Thank you, William Huff. Atif.
I do like him on the floor of his living room this morning. Just modding it up.
Just trying to
He's
sort
got
that
the
thing
chair
out.
there,
Oh, yeah.
sitting on a towel.
Yeah, probably on a little lift.
Offside.
Yeah. It's awesome to
That's
listen to
what
again.
I mean.
Yeah.
God.
I want to get to this text as well in the Paris Jewelers inbox. One of your text messages will win text of the day. This one could possibly be it. Rip City Step. Kawhi is like the Olympics. He's awesome and inspiring to watch every 4 years, but the cost overrun for the host cities can be a heavy burden.
That is SD worthy right there. Amazing stuff.
Rip, that's a very good text, buddy. That is a very, very good text.
That's the bar.
Yeah, the bar has been set, and I know it's going to drive hockey fan crazy.
On a Game 3 day, we got a Kawhi.
It's Game 3 of the Oilers and Kings, and the Kawhi text is front runner right now for text of the day. All right. Whew. Game 3 tonight. Let's get into this. They got to have it. They return home. A true, honest Tales of the North here. Are you ready to go? My liege. Commence. All right. Tales of the North, Game 3, Oilers and Kings. Got to have it.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Game 3 tonight, for goodness sake. The Ice House with Tommy. You must partake. Kings on the road, a loss foretold. Well, Dano can collectively suck our tube steak.
Tonight, the North defends the district, defends their home, defends their honor. The night is always darkest before the dawn, and the sun about to rise for the mighty Oil in this first round rumble against the most royal pains in the ass in all the land. They may be behind, things may look bleak, but what really hurts is their longtime faithful followers claiming the war to already be won by thy enemy. There has been no conquering. We have seen no white flag. Bouchard has not yet to tap. It's time to take a stand against these false kings and remind them who owns the North and who owns this long-time rivalry. For the Orange and Blue, these are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Get a little high with your Principe.
Woo! Play that in the rink. That place has got to be fired up tonight.
Hey, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Did you almost cut my calf?
Well, you didn't see that, eh?
No, I was totally focused. I was in the zone.
No, I know you were in character,
Yeah.
but I was, the sword fell off. And
At the beginning?
It flew over to you.
Can you imagine if it cut my arm? I'd say, I'm hit.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. Trev, did you see this incident? Tell me about it.
I did. I laughed.
Oh,
It was funny.
you thought it was funny.
His reaction was pretty funny.
It's funny that he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have turned.
Are those pretty sharp?
You couldn't cut. You couldn't cut air.
So you're good.
I tried opening a box the other day.
Just nothing.
Couldn't do it with these.
Well,
no, you can't.
It's got the
can't tape.
sound.
Yeah, that's just
Very
it.
good sound on that.
It's a folly. It's a folly.
Yeah. No, that got me pumped up, boys. I appreciate it. And I think it got
No, you think you're pumped up now? You
the
just
other nasty.
How about now, Trev?
Oh,
Hey.
call an ambulance, but not for me.
But not for me.
You look fantastic.
Tamara the Wig Lady from the
Yes.
Wig Boutique. I almost said boutique. The Wig Boutique.
Oh, you have it on the proper way today.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yesterday was better.
You can look just like me at the Wig Boutique. You can look just like me at the Wig Boutique. I don't know why, but I feel like I could have got away with this hairstyle for a couple years in my 20s.
You're a Bob guy. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? I think it's actually pretty nice.
A Teeth has to have one of those by now.
Oh, if he doesn't, I mean, is he even committed?
Great question.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Renee. I'm expecting the Oilers win tonight, and I'm hoping to sleep with Tommy at the Ice District. Get your wigs at the Wig Boutique.
Renee the Spoon.
Nacho Man says, "Why am I strangely attracted?" Yeah, I mean, look,
You should have done it with the shorts. You should have put the wig on and stood up with the leg. I mean,
I can't do that to the guys.
Might get flagged.
Oh, look, I'll just say it. I think I'd be a pretty good looking lady. Trev, that was weird. Naylor's saying, what time is our hit today? That's not good. I mean, you should probably know. I'm going to say 10:30 Eastern. There we go. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Where is it here? Georgia Satellite says, man, that bob with a chinny would be glorious. Hey, Church is, let's just wait. We got 11 months. But that wig is locked and loaded in my little treasure chest over here. So we'll get there. We'll get there. 37 likes away from 200. We will get there as well. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. I had that feeling going into game 2 that I thought the Oil were going to roll on out and pick up a victory. I think many of you who also had that feeling for game 2 might not have that feeling for game 3 anymore. But boys, I have to say it. I still do. Yeah. I mean, I think the Oilers are going to win game 3 tonight. The Los Angeles Kings, I know they've been controlling this series so far, but the Oilers have handed them this series so far. The Kings, for whatever the reason,
they suck.
Are not good on the road.
They're not good at all, especially on the road.
Yeah, they're not good on the road. And if the Oilers stop being turnover machines and get to Kemper early, Like what I fear for tonight, and yeah, your thoughts, 780-218-9999. What I fear here is that the Oilers come out like, was it Meatloaf? Bat out of hell. And then, but they don't score, and then the Kings get one, and they unravel. Like,
oh yeah,
well,
and you mentioned the home ice and all of that, and the Kings on the road, whatever. But that would be you have a balloon, right? And you,
well, yeah, that would very much pop it. So this might be taking it a little bit too far, but maybe it's not considering the situation. But the first goal tonight may dictate the rest of the series. The Kings score it, this thing might actually be a sweep. The Oilers get it, who knows where it goes.
Kings haven't been behind once.
Got to get the first goal
stylistically, like that changes how both of these teams approach the game, right? And I mean, special teams is probably another major box that you'd like to.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would help. You go out, start hitting everything that moves, draw the Kings into taking a penalty out of frustration, get your power play and bury it. Boom. There you go. Dream start. Take it from there. Zulu says they must stop leaking high danger chances, and obviously a special teams bump. Strummy is saying there will be a jersey toss in the first period. My God. Nas 26. If Pickard is the savior, the Oilers are in serious trouble. Not why? Why? If Pickard, no, if well, it does. I think he's saying if we're expecting Pickard to be the savior.
Yes, but if he turns out to be,
yes,
then he's the savior. That would mean he's saving something.
If he's the savior, it's incredible.
That must be what. Yeah, if you're expecting, maybe that's.
But I'm not expecting. If the Oilers play the way they did in LA, Calvin Pickard's not saving the day. Simple as that. If you're going to keep turning pucks over and making horrible decisions in your defensive end, Calvin Pickard's not doing it. Cujo wouldn't have done it. Dare I say, Dwayne Rolson couldn't even have pulled this thing off.
You be careful.
But I mean, the team simply has to play better. That has to be in there somewhere. This team was the best team in the league for 2 months this year. Let me see you, Peter. You in there, Peter? Safety Bob texts in. Last year, the wife didn't watch a single game until Game 7 for the Stanley Cup. I told her it was her fault. Now my wife watched the last 2 games, and we know how that ended. So, desperate times call for desperate measures. Anyone looking for a used but still has a lot of life in her wife? Will somebody please go and take Safety Bob's wife off his hands?
Back in the cellar with you.
God. Yeah. But still, I mean.
Well, whatever works. Whatever works.
That was like what I did at Hudson's on Wednesday. I remember I told Trev, I was like, I'm getting wings. Because when I got wings at Boston Pizza on Monday, the oil. The wings literally get placed down in front of me and Arvidsson scores. And I was like, oh, it's on. The lucky wings are about to do it again. And then Arvidsson.
Did you get
might as well come
dry
and
rub or a sauce?
Right on my wings?
Was it dry rub or like? Did you get the same type of wing? Like no,
I got the maple bacon.
So is it dry?
Yeah. It was dry.
Did you get dry at Boston?
Yeah, it was dry.
Okay. I just want to.
I used
keep you honest.
I used to never be a dry wing guy, but now I'm almost exclusively a dry wing guy. Can you explain that to me? Probably not. Jock strap sniffer, 4-0 Kings tonight. This jock strap sniffer is a real downer today. It's okay, man. Like I told you already, it's not your fault. It's okay. It's okay to enjoy things a little bit. Part of me thinks there's a lot of people who are they just want them to lose so they can be like, I told you should have got more people at the deadline.
Yeah, there's opinions that people
I don't know why you wouldn't want the local team to do well. Like it seems weird to be so happy to cheer against them. You know, it's kind of strange to me. Dr. Dry is in and says, guys, is that wife still available? Can Safety Bob supply picks?
Yeah. You get the wife and a Principe pie. We'll throw it in. Package deal.
Hersey says, I don't know how much stock I put into the Kings being a bad road team. They look like a well-oiled machine and have the Oilers in a tough spot right now. I'm very nervous for tonight.
How much does first change that type of thing in terms of matchups and stuff? Maybe that's like exploring their record that's so lopsided compared to home and away. Maybe it's matchups.
I mean, outside the harmonica ladies, it's not a crazy bar down there.
They're going on tour, as you learned yesterday.
Yeah, but I still don't believe that. You made that all up.
I didn't make it up. I
Somebody
just
else
retweeted
made
it.
it up.
Yeah.
Eric's telling me, he goes, man, those harmonica ladies are at the
They're
Sphere.
playing Coachella.
I'm like, they're not at the Sphere. And
It's a
Coachella.
huge April for the harmonica group.
That group,
The seniors quintet.
they had not stayed up as late as they have these last 2 games in 20 years, those ladies.
Think of the napping, hey?
CB radio guy says, Pickard, Skinner, doesn't matter. The Oilers need to flip the switch back to non-boneheaded defensive mistakes. Let's get a nervous check from our man, YouTube Trev. Trev, you're planning on getting blackout tonight for the first
boys?
time since moving here, essentially.
This is a big day for me.
You're that nervous? What's your nervous level? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your nervous level at?
I'd probably put it right at a 5.
Oh, I thought it might be a little higher, buddy.
5.
Okay,
Well, you
that's
counted
not
them
too
out.
bad
You
then.
counted them out, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now you're playing.
You did say they're done.
You're free and easy.
I did, but it's like you said at the start of the show. We're positive vibes right now.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I'm trying to just hold on to that, and whatever happens, happens. I don't want to set expectations because obviously I was asking everyone, for game 2, I was like, are they going to win tonight? Everyone in here was like, they're going to win tonight. I was fully convinced. I was totally convinced.
I was too, man. I thought they were going to win.
I was asking that because I believe that, and I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say. So I was like, just like everyone else, and they didn't. So it was frustrating, but tonight is going to be, boys, I've waited my whole life for a night like tonight. My first year here, I bartended every game in the playoffs. Last year, obviously, I did pre and post. But this is the first time an Oilers playoff game in the city of Edmonton that, and they're at home tonight, which is great. That I don't work today or tomorrow. So
it's your night tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna be. We're getting started at 8:30 today. I cannot wait. We're gonna have so much fun.
It's going to be a good day because you're going like afternoon drinking.
Yes.
Like you were telling me, you've got like 3 places you're going to before you get downtown.
You questioned whether he'd
I said
make it.
last night, I said, you're not even getting down to Ice District tonight.
I've got the whole day planned out. I've been waiting my whole life.
I'm putting the odds of you not getting to Ice District tonight at like -300.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, I just don't see
it's
it.
happening. Are you kidding me? I've waited my whole life for this.
Ice House too?
That's why. Yes,
You'll
I'm
be
gonna
there.
be at
Yes,
Ice
I'm
House.
being there
I'll be
to
in the
Tommy
Ice District.
Gazzola and
You can see me wherever. I'll be all downtown.
you can see me wherever.
Yes.
All right, so keep eyes on YouTube, Trev, because he's
I'll go
he's
live
excited.
on my Instagram.
Oh my God, he's
Live
doing
on the gram.
an IG live, an IG live. All right, if you're watching over, well, I'm excited for you, buddy. Very excited for you. We are 19 likes away from changing 200, so hammer the thumbs up for us. We would greatly appreciate that. Let's crack some packs. We're going to set up the card cam here, crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. Why not? Let's dive into that right now. Eh?
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack! Crack Pack, yeah, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack
All right, let's crack pack, baby. Let's do it. Here we go. This is weird because it's like a
It's kind of like our own green screen.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Maddie sent us an email last night about a telestrator. Did you see that?
That's cool.
Oh, guys, video is neat. All right, so here we go. Eric, would you like Intergalactic Mayhem from the Garbage Pail
Sounds
Kids? Okay, there we go. Trev, you're getting Kids at Play because that's you today. And I have the Garbage Pail Kids Chrome.
Chrome. Oh.
All right. So these apparently, so Tops, Wayne was telling me the story yesterday. And by the way, SP Game Used came out this week. It's the newest release. You can get it at Wayne's. He said that back in like the mid 80s, Tops went to the Cabbage Patch Kids and were like, hey, we want to do cards with you.
Oh, no way.
And the Cabbage Patch Kids was like, no. So they started
Why
Garbage
no?
Pail Kids. Yeah,
What's going to hurt you?
You know what? Hey, Garbage Pail Kids are still going. Where are Cabbage Patch Kids? That's what I want to know.
Up.
That's what I want to know. Speaking of kids, did you see the stuffed animal Elizabeth got yesterday? This thing is 6 feet tall. It's insane.
Couldn't even get through the door.
All right, so this is a chrome pack.
And they're all stickers or what?
No, I don't think they are. Or
mine says 8 sticker cards.
Are they stickers?
Now,
These are stickers?
Well, mine said on the pack.
These ones I don't think are. But they do have the backs on them. So I asked Wayne, I'm like, are these popular? He goes, we move a ton of them. Like people love the Garbage Pail
It's
Kids.
a niche thing, hey?
So I don't know if you have kids or maybe you collect this. Does anybody know much about this?
Check it out. Conehead Carl.
I'll put a Conehead Carl in there. Conehead Carl looks cute as hell. Where is he here? There he is. Conehead Carl. Who's this guy? This is Dental Daniel. He's brushing his teeth because he's a Garbage Pail Kid.
Denying Dylan.
Oh, look at this guy's name. Hamburger Patty. And he's hanging upside down in some hamburger.
You might want this one here. Mac to the Future.
Oh, I do want that one. Yeah, I'll trade you. Nasty Nancy. Tongue's gross.
I kind of like these things.
And Handy Randy. He's got his hands right through his mouth. It's kind of weird. Can't find the camera on here. There it is.
Glare there.
There he is. There you go. Trev, how'd your Garbage Pail Kids go over?
I like mine a lot. I got Spray Tray. I got Tug of Warren. I got Merritt, Midge, Beep and Tom. Ooh, Beep and Tom. That's cool. Kind of cool. Lula Hoop as well.
So I wonder if these kids are all like
and Pretty Millie
in the next year's pack as well. Or do they come up with all fresh kids?
Nacho Man he's waiting for a bad breath Seth. I don't know if that's
that's the thing. See, like some of these people know this stuff.
What was that Warren one you had? Trev, Warren what?
Tug of Warren.
Tug of Warren. Garbage Pail Kids. You guys are nuts.
Wait, you'll get a...
Normology says, F yeah, Garbage Pail Kids. I can't believe they're still going. That's got to be here. Let's show.
Here, I'll trade you my
let's
total
put Tug of Warren
recal.
on the card cam, boys. Hit Tug of Warren on the card cam there. There he is. Tug of Warren.
They're breaking him.
All right. There you go. So it's not just sports cards at Wayne Sports.
I don't hate them. I don't hate him.
You're not becoming Garbage Pail Kid guy. I would love that.
Stop it.
Where's Eric? He had to quit. Why? He's too focused on his Garbage Pail Kids collecting.
Got to get them all.
They got Lego. They got the Funko Pops. They got the Magic cards. The Funko. There are tons of different
Formula
stuff
One Lego. They got it there. They got it.
They've got the Formula One Lego
store
there.
Can't even
as well. All right. Whoa! Hey, which insider am I? Come on, I'll give you one guess. Who am I right now?
You're Bruce.
You got it.
Hey,
Bruce Boudreau Cam.
Yeah,
that's great. All right, Trev, you can kill this. We'll see everybody on the main show. All right, second hour is going to be jam packed.
See everybody on the main show.
Second hour is going to be a busy one. We have Gene Principe coming up in about 30 minutes. Hey, we got to pop one of those pizzas in when you're done your update too. Yummy. Chris Johnston's going to join us at Pro-Am Sports. The Edmonton Oilers tonight, does it matter who's between the pipes? How do they get this thing back on track? And is the Kings power play the greatest power play of all time? We'll get into that with Chris Johnston as well.
Should be first
for
question.
Pro-Am Sports. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Spoiler alert. I don't know if he's connected yet, but that'll be the first question. CJ's going to join us. We'll get into a cool bet parlay for the game tonight. Gene Principe. That's a good for the Italian Center. Gina will be by around 7:30. And then the Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. What would you do with the lineup tonight? Am I crazy to think that you put Max Jones in for Frederick? Frederick cannot move right now. And at least Max Jones can skate and hit a little bit. I feel bad for Frederick. I really do.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's trying to grind
tough.
it out, man.
Yeah.
But the poor guy.
I like the toughness. I say keep him in at 50%.
All right, well, we'll get into this with Chris Johnston. That's coming up. If you were watching over on YouTube this morning, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be greatly appreciated as well. We're 3 away from changing 200. All right, so let's hammer through that as we work our way towards 7:30. But Chris Johnston and Gene Principe both on the way in the next 35 minutes or so. Let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric for the fine folks at Nisku Glass. CJ on Game 3 for Pro-Am coming up next.
Stanley Cup playoff action last night. Panthers 2-0 over the Lightning. Sergei Bobrovsky, 19-save shutout in that one. Also, Brandon Hagel ejected following his hit on Alexander Barkov. Barkov would leave the game and not return. Simone Benoit scoring 119 of overtime. Leafs 3-2 over the Sens to take a 3-0 series lead. Minnesota now up 2-1 on the Golden Knights following a 5-2 victory. And the Blues back to life as they stomp the Jets 7-2 down in St. Louis. Winnipeg still up 2-1. Oilers, of course, back home tonight to host the Kings after dropping the first 2 down in L.A. Tom Gazzola will be live downtown from the Canadian Ice House with your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 6:30 right here on EST. 2 other games tonight at 5 o'clock. Washington visit Montreal, and at 6 it's the Devils at home to the Canes. Kawhi Leonard with 21 points as the Clippers would blow up the Nuggets 117-83. LA now lead that series 2-1. Thunder rallying from a 29-point deficit to knock off the Grizz 114-108. OKC now up 3-0. And the Knicks 2-1 up now on the Pistons following a 118-116 road win. Jays road trip continues tonight. They'll open a 3-game set with the Yankees. First pitch 5:05. Toronto looking to snap a 5-game skid. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders still on the board following the opening round of the NFL draft. Miami quarterback Cam Ward going first overall to the Titans, while the Jaguars traded up with the Browns to number 2, selecting Colorado receiver defensive back Travis Hunter. And Canadian Adam Svensson and Cam Davis with an opening round 61-11 under as they sit third at the Zurich Classic. If you've been thinking about new windows and doors, replacing those grimy sealed units, getting that torn-up screen repaired, or making sure your patio doors and windows are working properly, Nisku Glass is here to help. We can also get that chipped and cracked windshield changed and spruced up with a new set of wipers and water-repellent coating. Call us today to get booked for a free estimate and assessment. And remember to mention EST to receive a 10% discount on all residential, commercial, and automotive glass purchases. We won't just meet your glass needs, we'll shatter them at Nisku Glass.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all at the back end. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gadrick and Gage. Maybe it's Bubba to Kuban to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Canes? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him given person, does he go for? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
All right, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not the case for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. There is something they can do about this. They are down 2-0 and need to get back on track in this series. Find a way to find some life and plant a seed of doubt in a very good Los Angeles Kings team that we have seen so far. Just over 200 likes. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be greatly appreciated.
Changing 200.
We've got Chris Johnston coming up. Gene Principe for the Italian Centers. That's a good. We'll find out whose hair is better right now, Gino or me. Eh? Imagine if we combined the two.
Should put up a poll.
That would be strange. The fan zone for fans
Where's
first
the wig
is on the way as well.
during
the blue wig. That would kind of be funny. All right, so big one tonight. Your thoughts on it, of course, to the Parachuters inbox at 780-218-9999. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning, and the Nielson Show today and every day, brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at Southport Chev. Save up to $8,000 right now in 2025 Silverado 1500s. Chris Johnston today, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Playoff game days just hit differently. Get your car, office, or fan space ready for wherever you cheer with flags, decals, drinkware, and more by visiting Pro-Am Sports today. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. It truly is just an extravaganza of oil swag when you go into Pro-Am Sports. So visit the boys, St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. All right, let's bring in Chris Johnston. And there's only one place to start here, Chris. Do the Los Angeles Kings have the best power play in the history of the universe? What do you think?
It appears to be the case. I don't know how you can even hope to stop that power play. But obviously Edmonton's got to try. Game 3.
It's an interesting unit because they're rolling 5 forwards out there right now, and they don't seem to really get in any trouble. Like they've been... It was 27th in the league during the regular season. I'm not 100% sure when they switched to this 5-forward unit, but I mean, the Oilers, there's got to be I don't know if it's a schematic thing we were talking about with Gazdic yesterday. Maybe it is a little bit, not having Ekholm can make it a bit of a personnel thing, but either way, special teams so far have been completely unacceptable for the Oilers, and I'd go to say it's essentially costing them the series right now.
Yeah, I mean, that and not to hang it all on Stuart Skinner, but obviously goaltending has been part of the story in a negative way to start the series in Edmonton. What's interesting about the 5-forward power play is, the Leafs have been running that since January, been one of the best power plays in the league. And I just wonder, as more and more teams have success with it, if it becomes sort of a copycat thing, and maybe we're at the precipice where that won't be so unusual. But obviously, generally speaking, you need some pretty good forwards to even have that be worthwhile. But, look, the problem with the playoffs, too, is you're right. Over a long period of time, this isn't the greatest power play, even in their division, let alone the world. But, sometimes when those short samples get swinging in a certain direction, it can really, have a series in a precarious place, which is where it feels right now with that shifting back to your guys' territory there.
I apologize ahead of time because we've probably discussed this, as we have with all of our guests this season, because the number has been so out of whack when it comes to the Kings' home record and record on the road. How much is that just going to help you? And taking the fans and atmosphere, all that, I mean, we get that too. But in terms of matchups, coaching, that type of thing, how big is that to kind of come home now for the Oilers and have that advantage? Because it's not just a 5-game gulf between those records. It's quite large.
Yeah, I think it's massive difference. It starts with the energy probably in the building, which I think can be, it's not felt maybe throughout a game, but certainly at the start of a game. And then obviously when you get to a big moment, if it's tied late in the third period, if you get into overtime, I think sometimes the building can make a difference. And then just down to the coaching and tactical standpoint, it might not matter as much in the regular season where games are played. I don't think teams, you obviously prepare for the other team, but you're just going, one game against Vegas, one against LA, one against, you're bouncing around so much. It's not the same. But whereas, this will be the third straight game Edmonton and LA have played for each other, played against each other. The Oilers coaching staff will be digging in on, what more favorable matchups they can find. Getting the last change, I think, can make a difference for them. So, there's the sort of spiritual lift, but then there's just the practical side of it, where I think there's an opportunity to put players in a better position for success on home ice. And obviously that's what the Oilers are going to need to get back in the series. Yeah,
it's funny when we look at this series so far, because special teams, clearly the biggest issue for the Edmonton Oilers. Goaltending, obviously not helping them really in any way. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, especially when they put McDavid and Draisaitl together like they did in Game 2, and I think they would probably split them up tonight. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has been a non-factor so far in this series. Do you think you get him back on the wing with Connor McDavid now that you're at home? And do you think that can get a veteran guy like him going, or does he just not have it this year?
No, I think you could still get him going. I mean, look, I guess the happy side of the coin here is that, score a big goal in this game and that it changes the way you're talking about him and probably the way he feels about himself. Confidence can rise and fall in these types of games. And, I think that, first of all, there's just too many pucks going in at the other end. I mean, it's hard to blame any individual performer if you're going to let 12 goals in 2 games. While Edmonton might be the one team that could win games like that in the entire league, it's certainly no recipe for sustained success. So, ideally this is a sort of a 3-2 type of game, maybe even 2-1 if you have to. And any one goal in that circumstance can make a huge difference. And so, Nugent-Hopkins has done it over time. I think that it probably would make sense to put him back with McDavid for a game like this and just hope that he can find something. And if it's not him, it could be, someone down the lineup. We've seen some unlikely playoff heroes already in just the first 6 days of the playoffs here in other series. And so maybe it's someone, a Brett Kulak, or someone that you would never expect to have a big moment. At this point, Edmonton just needs some magic from somewhere, and no better night than tonight.
Of course, at this time of season, everybody's banged up to an extent that gets, at further you go, the more so. But if Chris Johnston's behind the bench tonight, scratching down the lineups, is there a point in having Trent Frederick in it right now? Because it's kind of it's a sad thing to watch.
Feel bad for him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the Max Jones theory as well. Put him in there.
Well, it might be at the point where you go with somebody who can move.
Just a body, yeah.
Poor Frederick is grinding as hard as he can, but.
Yeah, without knowing exactly what Frederick's going through, but obviously understanding his situation. I mean, he hasn't been healthy. I don't think probably fully healthy since he's been in Edmonton, just with the nature of the high ankle sprain he's dealt with. It probably makes sense. And sometimes just adding another player, well, that player, because, we're talking someone down the lineup here, isn't individually counted on to change things. Like that's a fresh bit of energy. Someone, you're looking for energy probably in that spot. And Frederick, hasn't really been able to give it in that position. And, I heard you guys mention, it's hard not to feel bad for the guy. He wants to be out there. He's with a new team. He's trying to make a difference, but he's clearly facing limitations with what he can do. And so, I think it would make sense whether it's Jones or, if there's someone else. I mean, we see teams basically coaches make one set of decisions that are kind of predictable over 82 games. And then you get to the playoffs, and I think you're more likely to try something unusual or make lineup calls that you wouldn't necessarily do for the rest of the year. And so I think it would make some sense. And obviously even just a little extra time between games, might allow Frederick to get back to a spot where he can be more effective down the road.
Chris Johnston with us on the show this morning. CJ, you were in Ottawa last night for that game. Another heartbreaker for the Ottawa Senators. I mean, I think they've played close up to their abilities, but it just hasn't been enough just yet. What was the vibe like there last night? And is there any way they can recover to even make a series out of this?
I would be surprised if they made a series out of this. And I'm the eternal guy that tries not to get ahead of himself because, I've just lived enough playoffs, thinking of last year's Cup Finals, an easy one to reference, but I've lived enough series where it felt like it was going very decidedly in one direction and then it changes. What's unique or different about this one is the Senators only have 8 players on their roster that have played a playoff game before this year. And I don't know how you'd quantify it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to make them the least experienced team, in this playoffs right now. It's the losing the nature of the games they have. They've rallied, last night and also in game 2 in the third period, lost both games in overtime. They just feel not quite ready for the moment. I think that they are a team and a franchise that's headed in a good direction. I think that no matter when this ends or how it ends, it will be something that they can look back upon and, and draw on this experience. But their best guys just aren't quite there yet. Stützle is an example. I mean, Minnesota's beating Vegas right now. It's Kaprizov having big nights. McKinnon's played well for Colorado. Even the 4-point performance by Connor McDavid, I know it ended up being in a loss, but the game breakers are making, game-breaking moments in other series. I just think Ottawa's kind of missed that element a little bit in this series. And I do think that there's just something to the way they've lost here. And quite frankly, the flip side of the coin too, is they're going up against a team. I've covered all these Leaf playoff games during this run. I mean, there's a different vibe this year. I do think the cumulative experience of what the Leafs has been through is paying off for them. They're remaining very patient in these games. Their top players are all putting up points. Marner, Matthews, guys that haven't always been driving the bus in past playoffs have come through at big moments. And so I think the Leafs are in control of this, not just because it's a 3-0 series lead, but the way it's kind of played out. And I do expect it's going to be a short one.
How much of everything you just said about the Leafs is just simply who's behind the bench right now?
I think it's a lot of it. Honestly, Craig Berube is really, it's not just when we get to this moment and see this, but he's changed the culture a bit. He's changed the feeling, and nothing just seems to bother him. I think he's obviously got nothing to prove. He's already won a Stanley Cup in St. Louis as a coach. He's been around the game his entire life, and he's just got a very simple approach to what he wants the team to do. The Leafs routinely get outshot. I realize that it doesn't always show up well when you're looking under the hood, some of the underlying numbers of what they do. But if you're watching the game closely, they're really not giving up, generally speaking, a lot of, big defensive breakdowns. I mean, this used to be a team that traded chances with opponents. And obviously in some games that worked because of the game breakers they have offensively, but, it was sort of high risk, high reward. But there was a lot of risk. There's way less risk now in the way Toronto plays. And so, when you couple it with the fact they have a elite power play, they still have those players who can break through in some moments, but they're not trading chances at all. And, Anthony Stolarz stops most of the shots he's supposed to stop. He's been a solid goaltender for them this year. So, I credit Craig Berube for putting them in that position. And I just think, almost just, he's also just given a calmness to the whole situation, which is definitely not something I can say was a hallmark of this team prior to him getting here.
He's reined in Mark Savard on the bench, a bit?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Savard's the Leafs power play coach, and they got a power play goal early in game one, and he was all fired up on the bench, and Craig kind of grabbed them. He said, "Look, we're asking the players to keep their composure. We need you to keep your composure too."
Chris, before I let you go, you mentioned covering last year's playoff run. The defending champions have opened up by taking 2 on the road. They're getting Ekblad back. Do the Panthers have another run in them? It's looking like it through the first 2 games here.
Yeah, and I was doubting them a little bit just because they were so banged up down the stretch of the regular season. They lost a bunch of games in March. It just looked like maybe it was easy to sit there from afar and conclude, hey, maybe they just aren't. They're going to run out of gas this year. Their guys have played so much, and then bam, two road wins in Tampa to start the Battle of Florida. Now, look, there's going to be some question marks. Barkov last.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
Game, took a tough hit there from Brendan Hagel. So I'm not sure early this morning yet, what his status is. But if he's out of the series for any amount of time, that could shift things. I still think the Lightning are a team to be feared. Vasilevsky looked a little more like himself last night. It was a very tight game, but obviously Tampa didn't break through offensively. So, look, this is the tough division between Florida, Toronto, and Tampa. I think 3 teams that have a reason to think they could go on a run. But with the Panthers, I mean, until someone knocks them off, they're still the defending champs. So based on what I'm seeing, I would think, yes, they could have another run in them, but a lot of it will hinge on Barkov and the health of their team too, because they have had all those injuries. If those catch up to them, that might slow down what could be a 3rd straight trip to the Cup final.
As always, buddy, we really appreciate it. Enjoy covering the rest of that Toronto-Ottawa series, and we'll catch up next week.
Right, guys.
There you go. That's Chris Johnston. Find him on Twitter at @ReporterChris. He's on that Toronto-Ottawa series right now, and Toronto making quick but tough work of the Ottawa Senators. A couple overtime wins.
That Savard video I just found hilarious. And he gets like, so he's like, and then Bruce like, sit down. He's like, oh.
All right, 780-218-9999. Your thoughts on Game 3 tonight? We're gonna have Gene Principe pop by. You have You have popped a pie.
I popped the Principe pie in the
pizza oven.
pressure cooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
in the pizza
We're going to give away. So Gino's teamed up.
732 maybe.
732. Okay, so Gino's teamed up with the Italian Center, and he's going to join us. We're going to talk about what they got going on over there right now. We're going to dive into some of those delicious pepperoni Principes.
And with a little pepper on top, too. This is a pepper.
With the pepper. Oh, my God.
Pepperoni Principe pizza pie.
You got to get your hands on the pepperoni Principe pizza pie.
You got to add on to this puppet.
Yeah, just
be this long by the end of the show.
Get yourself a piece of the. Get yourself a piece.
May I please have a piece of the Principe pepperoni pizza pie with peppers on top?
With peppers placed on it. Man, a lot of words start with P, don't they? I guess that's what we're kind of realizing here today. Anyway, that's in the oven. Yeah, so I go to Rick midway through that CJ. I'm like, oh, that's smelling good. You're like, it's not even in yet.
Well, that's the ghosts of pies past that Gagers popped in there.
Yeah. The small little toaster oven just smells good no matter.
Gave her good preheat, get that engine
even
going.
if there's nothing in there. All right, 780-218-9999. The Oilers penalty kill. I know the Oilers penalty kill this year was not remotely close to what it was last year in the playoffs, where it only allowed 4 power play goals on the entire bloody run.
Tough bar.
That is an unsustainable bar to
let's
expect.
Be honest, yeah.
But their penalty kill so far has been the exact opposite of that. They've already allowed 5 power play goals, and those 5 power play goals are the difference in the series so far, you guys.
You're looking for a little ascension to the mean. Instead of regression to the mean, ascension to the mean.
Get your power play to go 1 for 4 and have the Kings power play go 1 for 5 and yada, yada, yada. You could be back in the series here. Like, they cannot continue to get torched on the penalty kill. And, when you're looking at switching goalies and stuff, and I know Stuart Skinner takes some heat here, and a good portion of it, deservedly so. But look at those power play goals. Like, how many of those are you hanging on Stuart Skinner?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The Kings are getting great looks, terrific looks.
5 power play goals. The Kings have outscored the Oilers 12-7. So you do the math. You take away those power play goals. It's an even Steven scoreline.
I like that positive take. Give me your biggest positive for the Oilers heading into this game tonight, even if it's kind of something that's funny. Right?
Look, well, funny is positive.
You're right. It's true.
You got to laugh.
Ken Cooper says, get rid of Bouchard, bench Skinner. We need new refs. The refs that haven't been bought off just yet. Ken, let me talk. Ken, let me have a chat with you for a second here.
Get over here. Pull him in.
I hate officiating. Let me start by saying that. We know it.
Wow.
I despise most levels of officiating. But the Oilers aren't losing this series because of the refs. They're losing this series because their penalty kill is at 50%. And yes, take less penalties. Here's the thing, though. There could have been more calls on the Oilers.
Yeah.
Even though some of the calls that the Oilers have taken have not been good. Like, there's been some bad calls, but they've also got away with a few things. And the same thing goes on the other side as well. Like, it's extremely inconsistent NHL officiating. Welcome to the playoffs. But at the same time, the refs are not costing the Edmonton Oilers this series. I will defend the officiating only to that level.
Doesn't even make your top 10.
Yeah, that might make the top 10. But, I mean, lower in the top 10, I think. Okay. Ken says, should have been more calls made on the Kings. Yeah, you're not wrong, but there should have been more calls against the Oilers, too.
Both ways, yeah.
There's so many things that are called penalties, you're like, that's not a penalty. And there's so many things you see, and you're like, oh, my God, how's that not called? I'm agreeing with you if your take is the officials are horrible and inconsistent. Yes, I agree. But I'm not hanging the Oilers being down 2-0 on lopsided officiating, because I don't think that's the case. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. You know what has to happen? These guys who apparently can't come out of the lineup because they penalty kill, while Jeff Skinner sits there and waits, and a guy who basically, was like could be a 20-goal pace guy can't get into the lineup because all these guys who kill penalties for them have to be in, but they're not killing the penalties. So I don't know what to switch up, but it's extremely frustrating. That's for sure.
He's got to be in tonight, hey?
Skinner?
You think?
I mean, I would put him back in, but I don't know if
doesn't have to be.
I don't think Knobloch will. I mean, we were talking about maybe taking Frederick out just because the poor guy can barely move. The coaches must see that. But if you're taking Frederick out, are you bringing Max Jones for a bottom six physical presence? Or are you bringing in Jeff Skinner and hope that he can find the back of the net a couple?
Well, Knobloch said yesterday.
Find the back of the net once.
Knobloch said yesterday in reference to Kane, Klingberg, and Frederick included in this trio. He said, I think they didn't hurt us. Like it sounds like he's just
okay. But
then he went on to say like these guys are finding their legs, blah blah blah. He didn't talk about Frederick specifically. He included the three of them, but
Klingberg helped.
Yes,
I would say Kane's physicality helped a little bit.
Yeah, like Frederick had four hits as well.
He was trying to hit,
yeah.
But they had that spotlight on him in the one intermission.
But clearly,
and he can't really move. I feel awful for the guy,
but didn't hurt him.
Why did you trade for a guy who was this hurt? Like, my God, you better re-sign him or you look like a bunch of idiots.
Stay cool, bet responsibly.
I want to see a healthy Trent Frederick. And you're not going to see that, obviously, which kind of sucks the big one.
I don't mind the Jones play, though. I mean, talk about the trade deadline when he came in for the first couple of games. He was popping, buzzing.
He buzzes around a little bit.
That's the thing. And if you're looking to inject a bit of life and pulse, maybe that's the play.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, let's try to blast through 300 here. It would be embarrassing for us if Gene Principe joins this show and we're not even at 300 likes. Right?
Do it for the pick alone.
I mean, yeah, look at that picture of Chino, man.
Jeez.
My God.
It's a 500 like pick.
You like that?
Legend.
That's not bad.
It's a great picture. It's a great picture. I love that hair. I think he looks terrific. We're 45 likes away. Let's hammer the thumbs up there. Let's build an EST parlay for tonight as well, shall we, boys? I mean, part of me just wants to run it back.
Bouchard point.
I'm going to be pissed. You and your Bouchard point. I'll have faith in you again.
Sure.
I'll have faith in you again.
How about a Kempe point?
Shut up, Trev.
Oh, wow.
We can't put Kings on the parlay.
Sexy.
Well, I wanted to the last two games.
You know what is crazy, though? A Kempe point's only minus 167, which is a pretty good number for a parlay.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology.
I think it's a bad look if we're sitting here today going positive vibes only, then we're throwing Kempe points onto the parlay.
He's automatic, man.
Look, I'll say this.
You want to win or not?
No. I don't. I want the Oilers to win, and I want to cash an Oilers parlay. I don't want Kempe on this parlay. Now, Kempe to have a point at minus 167. I mean, if you feel really confident about it, you can go play it. What about Kuzmenko for a point at minus 116? That's pretty much almost doubling your money.
I like that more.
Yeah, like from a value perspective, but it's still not going on the parlay.
What are we doing here?
It's not going on the parlay.
We're
not doing anything. It's not going on the parlay. Sorry, Trev. Trev, you want to build
you should build
an anti-Oilers parlay.
I think I might.
The Trey Croner. Trey Croner.
Do it. That's what we call the emotional hedge there, Trev.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can bet on it, and then when you wake up tomorrow morning after passing out at 9:30 tonight, you can you'll either be like, oh, the Oilers won, or
a
like,
win-win.
Hey, I cashed my parlay.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, so let's go. I'm going Connor McDavid. McDavid over 1.5 points.
Janmark point.
Leon Draisaitl to score again. And you want your Bouchard point in there?
Janmark point. He's one of Reed's top performers of the series.
Skinner.
No. I don't know if either Skinner are going to play today. Trev, keep your parlay takes to yourself. What's going on over here?
Okay.
You go build your anti-Oilers parlay or get it to the boys.
Klingberg point.
No. It's a Bouchard point.
Max Jones time on ice. Over under.
Bouchard point. Draisaitl goal. McDavid 2 points. Oilers money line. A Friday night. Can I get a win ya?
Win ya.
My man. You build any parlay you want, Trev.
Okay.
I'll send this over to the boys, Jake or Pat at CoolBet, and they'll get it up. It'll be on the exclusives page at coolbet.com. We are looking at McDavid over 1.5 points, a Leon goal, a Bouchard assist. That all could almost happen on one power play. They can get a power play going. And then the Oilers money line tonight.
No sweater.
Why? Oh, that would be that'd be pretty good, I think. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. You can text in the Paris Jewelers inbox your thoughts on the game tonight. We are 18 likes away from changing 300 this morning, so hammer the thumbs up for us over there. We will we'll definitely get to that. Gene Principe is going to pop on here, and we will talk about the pepperoni with pepper Principe pizza.
It's a piece of pie, Principe pie, pepperoni.
We're going to give away a couple of these too, so you can swing them by this morning and pick them up if you win them.
Pick them up?
You
my pick up a pizza.
Swing on by and pick up your pepperoni pizza pie by Principe with peppers on it and have it at your place.
Plasma.
With your plasma TV. How many peas could you put in a pea sentence if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Text those in to 780-218-9999. All right, we've got one in the oven ourselves. We're going to be diving into that. Show's about to get to another level here. Principe is going to join us. The Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca still to come here in this hour as well. Let's get to a sports update right now for fine folks over at Park Mazda with LTE.
Game 3, Oilers-Kings from the District of Ice this evening as Edmonton dropping the first two down in L.A. You can join Tom Gazzola. He'll be live downtown, the Canadian Ice House, with your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 6:30 here on EST. Elsewhere tonight, Montreal host Washington. The Devils are at home to Carolina. Last night, Blues. They went Blues. 7-2 over the Jets. Winnipeg still lead that series 2-1. Minnesota now also 2-1 up on the Golden Knights following a 5-2 victory. Toronto got Ottawa on the ropes. Simon Benoit scoring 119 of overtime, leading the Leafs over the Sens 3-2. Toronto now 3-0 up in that series, and the Panthers find themselves 2-0 up on the Lightning. Following a 2-0 victory, Alexander Barkov would lead that game and not return following a hit from Brandon Hagel. OKC Thunder rallying from 29 down to beat Memphis 114. Oh, pizza pie. Pizza's good. It's good. Thunder take it 114-108 over the Grizz. They now lead that series 3-0. Kawhi Leonard leading the Clips over the Nuggets 117-83. LA now up 2-1. And New York 2-1 up.
See that smell?
Oh. Cooked to perfection. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Don't even need a knife. Where are my Knicks? Knicks up 2-1 on the Pistons, now 118-116. 3 games around the NBA playoffs tonight. Jays road trip continues this evening. They open a 3-game series with the Yankees. First pitch 5:05. Jays have a 5-game losing streak. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders still on the board following the opening round of the NFL draft. It was Hurricanes quarterback Cam Ward going first overall to the Titans. Jaguars, meanwhile, traded up with the Browns to number 2, selecting Colorado receiver defensive back Travis Hunter. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he's already 2 pies deep.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me,
when he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. And you know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're simply the best.
doesn't get you pumped up for Game 4, you must have really low heart rates or something like that.
As we said, get him in the room.
Yeah, I mean, they could use a Kavis Reed pump up.
Kavis is waiting. The phone is on.
100%. We got the fan zone coming up. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. A pizza pie is ready. Look at this. Look at this. What are we talking about here? The Italian Center has done it again. Italian Center, one of our great partners. That's good. Popped in there yesterday. They actually gave me 2 already pre-made pizzas, already like heated up. I ate half of one in the truck on the way home. They're so damn
Not
good.
surprised.
And then they gave us like 6 of these bad boys. And we're going to bring in Gene Principe here right away. And these are the pepperoni pizza pies, which are available. As we said, pick up a piece of the pepperoni and pepper Principe pies. And the details on this, and we'll bring in Gino to talk about it a little bit, but the details on this, $2 from every pizza will go to Sports Central, local charity, obviously. Many people very familiar with Sports Central. Gene's been a big part of it for a while. So let's cheer loud, eat well, and give back. Grab your pepperoni Principe pie today and make a difference one slice at a time, which I'm not sure if Gino wrote that or not, but he joins us today on the show. Let's bring in the man himself. Gene Principe, what does this mean to you, buddy? How cool is this?
Mangia, buongiorno. I mean, how is that? You guys are eating pizza so early in the morning. I know you guys get up really early. Great. You know what? I got to give the credit to the Italian Center shop and a good friend of mine, Caleb, who works at City TV/Sportsnet. He gave me a call. I think it was about a week or 10 days ago. And Lieutenant Eric, good morning too. Good morning to everyone watching and listening. And said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "I don't need to think of this. This is, this is wonderful. Kids, I love kids, not only my own, but ones that, oftentimes may not be able to get into sport. So I've been on the board with Sports Central for, I think, about the last 6 to 8 years. They're Oiler themed pizzas. When you go in there, they'll have a 97 on
those
there,
are cool.
or 29 or 18 or, whatever Oiler number that is on there, and pizza. I mean, Dio mio! Oh my God! Like I
Are you a big pizza guy, Gino? Is that like one of your go-tos?
Yeah, pizza is it is one of my go-tos. I got to say, pasta and bread, the 3 staples, I guess, of being an Italian, are up there. But I love pizza. I can eat it anywhere, anytime, all the time. One of the things that we get, thanks to our PR friends at the Oilers, Jamie Cartmel and Andrew Peard, after the game, the Oilers, like many NHL teams, they'll get some pizza in the room just to give them something to eat before they get to the plane. Generally, after a game, they're flying off to the next city. And so we're happy to get what the Oilers don't eat on the media bus. And it's just like, we are all over it. So that is always kind of our post-game ritual. They're kind enough to bring it to us. And then what we don't eat, which oftentimes isn't a lot left, then goes over to the nice bus driver that gets us from place to place on the road. So it's fantastic. So I love pizza, always have, always will. So when it was brought up to me, I thought, how can we go wrong? And my family and the Spinellis, Teresa or Teresa, depending on how, Italian or not, her dad was, he was like, the godfather, minus the horse's head. When we were growing up, a lot of times, my dad included, a lot of Italians that came over, they couldn't read or write, and they would often go to Teresa's dad to write a check or to write a little note or a letter.
He looked after
something.
people, essentially. That was it.
He looked after, and that is, that is God's honest truth. I mean, that's the way it was. So the Spinelli family, a long, deep-rooted history in the community. Back in the day, it was generally just Italians that would shop at their store, which, the main one located in Little Italy, but it's everyone from everywhere that shops at all the stores now. So long answer, love it. Couldn't think of a better way to help kids talk about the Oilers and fill up your stomach.
You're not a pineapple on pie guy, are you?
No, not really. I'm pretty traditional that way, Lieutenant Eric. I mean, if it's if it's the only thing available, I might eat it, or I might take it off and eat the ham. But it's not something that I would say I go into a restaurant, or if we order pizza for the family, or we go, I don't say, hey, I'd love a ham and pineapple. God bless those that eat it. I like pineapple, I like ham, but I'm not necessarily ham and pineapple. Yeah, for me, I'm more traditional when it comes to my pizza flavors and tastes.
So $2 from every one of these pepperoni Principes will be going to Sports Central. They're $16. You pick them up, you put them in the oven. We just have like a toaster oven here at the office. What do you put it in for? Like 13 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah.
Came out absolutely perfect. Very easy to get your hands on. So swing on by and pick these up for the weekend. We're going to give away these two right now. All you have to do is text in Pie Me to 780-218-9999. Look at these things. They're the size of my head. 780-218-9999. Text Pie Me in right now. Only do it if you can swing by at some point this morning to pick these things up. Eric will pick one of you to win. Gino, I noticed on the picture, there's a picture of you on here, but it's your hair's a little bit shorter on the picture. That wasn't taken recently, was it?
No, you know what? Someone asked me last night, when's the last time you cut your hair? And it was October 8th, 2023. Is the last time I cut it. Yeah, it's been...
oh, wow.
It was the day before the season opener of 2023-2024. So we're at about 18 months. So that is definitely it's funny. I look back and go, oh yeah, right. My hair used to look like that. You get so used to whatever you kind of are more recently wearing. So that's what I got. I'm actually headed down this morning about 9:30 to the Italian Center shop in Little Italy. Teresa and I are going to take a few photos together. I'm sure be around some of the pizzas, the pepperoni Principes, and we'll kind of continue to help promote this. It's such a fantastic idea. And you know what I love about it, really, it's a simple one. It's not too much of a stretch. It seems to fit into not only what the Italian Center shop does, but what I do and what I'm about. So I won't be cutting my hair before those photos get taken this morning anyways.
But, I got to ask you, because I haven't cut my hair since about 3 weeks before Grey Cup. And it's like 4 months right now, and it's getting pretty carried away. But
run it through.
But it's not doesn't have your curls, but it's a god awful mess, to be honest with you. But like, I know before I go back on June 5th or whatever it is for my first CFL game, probably going to get the trim, going to shave the beard. Does anybody ever say to you at Sportsnet, like, hey, Gino, tighten it up?
Yeah.
Like, does that ever happen?
Yeah. Well, it used to happen more regularly, and so that's kind of how things would go. Is I would grow it, and then I'd get either a call or an email saying, hey, how are you? How are things? And there would be a line about, maybe let's get your haircut. So I haven't received that, but I did get a subtle hint that maybe it'd be a good idea to get a cut before the second round. So I think I might get it cut. Yeah, I might get a cut before the second round. So, which is okay. And I'm hoping. Actually, a few people have said to me, with the Oilers down 2-0, why don't you get a cut like
is it
now?
Time now, yeah.
Yeah, just to try and change the karma, change the vibe. So we'll let Game 3 happen tonight, and then we'll reassess if it felt like it's necessary to make a move on my hair to see if that has any impact on the series against LA.
Shaved right off.
Yeah, you buzzing your hair
for charity.
For charity, but also to turn around a series.
Exactly. That's the power.
Look, Gino, we can't let you go without a little bit of Oilers talk. So you're around this team. I mean, you covered this team for a long time. What's the vibe like around the group right now? Because Draisaitl seemed relatively calm and cool in his post-game after Game 2.
Yeah, I would say, I'll take a word that I heard post-game after Game 1 from Adam Henrique, disappointed, and I'll take what I heard from Darnell Nurse after Game 2, pissed off. And I think they find themselves in a spot that, they didn't expect. And I think we do have to give credit to LA. They have come out and they played really well. And anytime the Oilers have charged back, they've been able to respond. And I guess that Game 1 really hurts now. At the time, it was a little difficult to take because they came back and it looked like overtime. And, I would have liked the Oilers' chances in overtime just because of the way they were building. And then that weird goal by Philip Deneau, And in game 2, again, they charged back 3-2, and depends on who you listen to. Like Chris Knobloch and some of the Oilers feel like they've been sort of not giving it easily to the LA Kings, but they've been making mistakes that have led to the kind of goals allowed that they've given up through the first 2 games. Even the Oilers of the 80s would have had a tough time winning, giving up the amount of goals that the Oilers of 2025 are giving up. So it is certainly that time, the cliches, a look in the mirror, a Kivas Reed, punch in the mouth type speech, might be appropriate. I think they understand they're in a series, and I'm not going to say they took LA lightly, but maybe somewhere in the back of their heads thinking, we've beaten this team 3 times, we've made some changes, they've made some changes, but it's series on. They've got some really good players there, and Darcy Kemper's been playing well enough, particularly in game 1, and so here we are. I mean, tonight it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that they're expecting and hoping and believing that Oil Country will help generate an intensity and a passion that only this city and this area can do. So let's get it going. I mean, let's see if LA is not so much for real, but whether this is a theme for the series or whether the Oilers of 2024, who made it to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, are back and ready to go.
Gino, we appreciate the time, man, and I must say your Principe is delicious.
Okay, boys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gene.
I appreciate it.
There
Take
you go.
care.
That's Gene Principe. He's a legend. And the pizza is legendary too. It really is a good
Take
fit.
another bite. Get in there.
A great pizza
We'll,
and a great guy.
Remember, text in Pie Me, 780-218-9999. Not too late, 780-218-9999. We're giving away 2, correct? 2. Principe
But to one
pepperoni pies
person.
and peppers on. 2 to 1.
Yeah,
2 for 1.
one person will get 2 pizzas, so you can feed the family tonight.
This is great.
Right here. Pie me.
God.
And just for Zach, who's like, you're giving away the pizza? We have more pizzas in the fridge. Calm down. So you go to the Italian Center quite a bit.
I do.
You can sit down and crush one of these by yourself.
Easily. I've done it. I've done it multiple times.
I know.
It's nice and you fold it. You give it a little fold. I mean, you're halfway to, yeah.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Oh, you know what that looks like right there?
Look at that.
A V for victory tonight.
You kind of make it into a little bit of a taco shell, and then you can put deli meats and cheese inside as well.
Put additional pepperoni.
Yeah.
Inside the fold.
Yeah.
Anyway, pick these up. Any of the Italian Center locations. It's for a good cause. These pizzas are $16. They're ready in less minutes than that. And $2 from every single one of these pepperoni Principes will go to Sports Central. So what did I write down here? Pick up a piece of the pepperoni and pepper Principe.
Please.
Yeah, good one. But no pineapple.
Plasma. Yeah, no pineapple.
Yeah, no pineapple. They keep them coming. All right, there you go. Pie me. Text Pie me to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, thank you very much for being here. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. We know many of you are watching without subbing. We think we've got a pretty good thing going here. We think you'll like a lot of the shows that we are dishing out. So we think you'd like to sub. So give us a sub if you can. And hammer the thumbs up for us as well. That'd be really nice. Let's go change 400 here before 8 o'clock this morning.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
That is what we would very much appreciate. All right, let's get into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Are you breaking that up into 3 little pieces? You get that piece. Let's get into the fan zone for Fans First. If you're looking to go to the game tonight, that's good. And you want the best price on tickets you'll be able to find, fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. I'm not making this up. This will be your cheapest way into the hockey game tonight. Fansfirst.ca. And you know there will be some guys who have already written them off. And they're like, well, I'm going to move my tickets. I'm not going to watch this garbage.
Exactly.
I'm going to move my tickets. Well, then you say, thank you, sir. Buy fans, for fans, no fees. Fansfirst.ca. How are you feeling about this game tonight, and what do you do with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or over on the on the nasty chat.
Yeah. Some would say dress him, right? Isn't that the old joke going around?
Somebody say, well,
insert him into the lineup.
I'd stop healthy scratching him. Haven't seen him do anything yet. Now they're at home. They'll be able to get some of the matchups that they want, which I think will be important. I think that probably leads to a Draisaitl and McDavid split. And if you're splitting up McDavid and Draisaitl, there's two ways to go about it. One would be McDavid goes back with Nuge and Hyman. I know they haven't clicked this season like they did last year, but it might be time to just put it on him and be like, guys, go get it.
They have clicked. Not yet, but
no, in the past.
There's history there. Exactly. Like that's the positive look upon them.
And then Draisaitl had a phenomenal season. And for a lot of it, he had Arvidsson and Podkolzin with him. So, I mean, I would think it's probably McDavid between Nuge and Hyman, Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Arvidsson.
Kane out of the top 6.
Well, that's the other area that I find somewhat interesting. Could you play Kane? If you want Kane in the top 6, do you put him with Draisaitl and bump Podkolzin down?
Could.
But Kane and Draisaitl have never really clicked. Like, I don't think there's any natural chemistry between those two. Must you click?
You must click.
You could go Kane with McDavid and Hyman and play Nuge with Draisaitl. I do think Nugent Hopkins has had more of a connection with Draisaitl than Evander Kane has had during his time here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Podkolzin is the odd man out, plays on a third line with, or maybe on a fourth line with Matthias Janmark.
Bottom 6, just kind of whatever.
What say you? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or if you were watching over on YouTube today, let's see here.
Tango Nuge should be with Kane and Jay Skinner.
Nuge at center with Jeff Skinner and Evander Kane. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, do you think Skinner...
Look, we can all... It's too... What do we do? I think a lot of people would have some time for Jeff Skinner. He's not seeing the ice, right? With I mean, the coaching.
I don't think...
It's one playoff game.
I'm just trying
He got his game. That was in the... We'll play you one.
That was in the contract.
We'll give you your one.
Come here, we'll get you a playoff game. And then get away from me, you huss's ass. So if you... Here, this is what they were rolling. McDavid, Perry, Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, Kane, Henrique, Brown, Frederick, Matthias Janmark with Arvidsson and Podkolzin. Okay, so there's some different ways to get some other bodies involved here. Trent Frederick doesn't look like he can move. I think Frederick, for his current physical capabilities, has been about as impactful as you could hope. Like, I think he's tried. He's got an assist. He had a bunch of hits last game. Like, he's
somebody associated with a pirate that he's on a peg leg.
The old peg leg, Frederick. Yeah.
Rustic onion soup.
I mean, if you want Skinner back in here, the only guy, like, there's no way Knobloch's taking anybody else out unless it's like, hey, Trent, we know you're trying, but
given the words spoken yesterday, I just don't see that happening.
Me neither.
He sees him as growing into it. So,
I think they might. So let's just say they run back the same personnel. Let's just say it's the same 12 guys. McDavid with Nuge and McDavid with Hyman and Kane. Nuge with I just don't think Knobloch's gone to Nuge and Draisaitl very often, but these are just options. Nuge with Draisaitl and Arvidsson. Henrique with Frederick and Perry. Matthias Janmark with Podkolzin and Connor Brown. That could be an option. You could go Nuge, McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl, Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Henrique, Frederick, Kane, Brown, Janmark, Perry. It doesn't matter because we'll see these things mixed up during the game, obviously.
I think Kane will be in the top 6, though.
Okay, well then Podkolzin's out.
Just a hunch. Like I know what I would do, but I just see that.
You can't leave Nuge at center tonight. I'm sorry, he's done nothing. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at this stage of his career, to me, is not a center. He's a winger. Play him on the wing. Make Matthias Janmark your fourth line center. Henrique's your third line center. That's still pretty good center depth because your top two are going to be McDavid and Draisaitl. Put Nuge back on the wing. Colin the Amishman is in today. Hashtag the fan zone. I have a good feeling heading into this one, but I've had that for every game. So what does that count for? Nuge has to go on the third line with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Those two have made a lot of centers look better this year despite not scoring a ton themselves. If they lose tonight, it's over. So I expect a lot of desperation from this team. Let's go Oilers. Hashtag who owns the North? Colin the Amishman. Trev, I believe you have said you would have some time for Nuge between Arvidsson and Podkolzin. Did you not?
Yeah, as far as play goes for Nugent-Hopkins and goals, or just looking back at this season, all I can really remember are certain plays where he had Vasily Podkolzin and Arvidsson on his line. Like those games when he was centering those two were the ones that stood out the most for me. So I know what you say. Like I'm on the fence with both because I don't think he's the right center for certain wingers, but I think those guys really worked with him. So I'd go back to that personally. But also, he has had history with Connor and Hyman on the first line. It's just it hasn't worked out this season. Not as good as it was last year. So I'm on the fence. It's very annoying though. Like here we are, game 85. And you still don't really know what you're doing with the lineup. Like you don't know. There's no chemistry here. There's no it's frustrating. Like that should have been settled the game, half of game 41. So, I don't know. It's tough, but you have to have Kane in the top 6.
Okay, so then let's play the game where Nuge centers Podkolzin and Arvidsson. So that would be your third line. Nuge between Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Your top line could be Connor McDavid with Hyman and Kane.
I like it.
And then Draisaitl gets who? Connor Brown, Trent Frederick?
See, that's the thing. Like,
and then
those guys don't have any chemistry.
Matthias Janmark is with Corey Perry and
Connor Brown.
Who would he be with in this situation? Who am I missing here?
Frederick Arvidsson.
No, I already said those guys. Perry, Brown, and Janmark, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure how it's going to. Now, look, the 5-on-5 lines. The 5-on-5 lines have actually been okay. It's been the penalty kill that has screwed them. The 5 power play goals against are the difference in the series so far. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Easy E over in the chat says, Knobloch is lost. Don't count on him to make the right call. We are 46 likes away from changing 400 here before 8 o'clock. Let's do that right now. If you're watching over on YouTube today, smash the thumbs up for us, 780-218-9999. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, that is how you can chime in. If you're on YouTube, though, hammer the thumbs up, sub to the channel if you haven't already. Sean's in and says, I want 91 so he wants Kane with McDavid and Hyman, Nuge with Draisaitl and Arvidsson. The third line can be Frederick with Henrique and Connor Brown. And then you just leave Matthias Janmark between Podkolzin with Perry on the other side as well. Keep those thoughts coming in. 780-218-9999. Lieutenant Eric will pick one of you as well to win the pizza pie. And you can swing on by and, you can even grab that maybe on your way into work today.
Pie me.
Pick somebody right away. Let's pick somebody and get you these pizza pies because these are absolutely delicious. Thanks to Principe for hopping on to talk about the Principe pie. That was a lot of fun.
With pepperoni and peppers, no pineapple.
That's right. Well, good work. All right. If you want to play kind of easy trivia today, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We've got a gift certificate on the line. Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. If you want to win that gift certificate, fire Trev a text right now, 780-218-9999. We've got 3 questions too many coming up. We've got a GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast. We've got TSN's Dave Naylor on the new commish, plus a couple of Canadian quarterbacks who are very intently watching the NFL draft. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Darren from Arcadia rolling in. Marmot Basin Snow Report and the wrap from William Huff. Hour number 3 is going to be a banger. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, text Trev right now, 780-218-9999. Let's get the sports update for Windsor Plywood Leduc.
A game day as the Oilers are back home to host the Kings down 2-0 in that opening round series. Join Tom Gazzolo live downtown from the Canadian Ice House. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows coverage beginning at 6:30 here on EST. 2 other games tonight. Devils at home to the Hurricanes, and Montreal will host Washington. Last night, Blues 7-2 over the Jets to trim that Winnipeg series lead to 2-1. Minnesota now 2-1 up on the Golden Knights following a 5-2 win. Toronto with a stranglehold on the Sens following a 3-2 overtime victory. They're up 3-0, and Florida now lead their series with the Lightning 2-0 following a 2-0 win. Alexander Barkov would leave that game and not return following a hit from Brandon Hagel. Over to the NBA, Thunder rallying from a 29-point deficit to beat the Grizzlies 114-108. They now lead that series 3-0. Meanwhile, the Knicks now up 2-1 with a 118-116 win over the Pistons on the road. And the Clippers return home to beat the Nuggets 117-83. LA 2-1 up in that one. 3 games dot the NBA playoff schedule tonight. Jays look to snap a 5-game skid as their road trip continues against the Yankees. It's the opener of a 3-game set tonight. First pitch, 5:05. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders still on the board following the first round of the NFL draft. Miami quarterback Cam Ward, he went first overall to the Titans, while the Jaguars would trade up to the 2 spot, selecting Colorado receiver defensive back Travis Hunter. And Canadian Adam Svensson and Cam Davis with an opening round 61. They sit at 11 under. It's good for 3rd at the Zurich Classic. Sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba, baby.
Play La Bamba, baby.
But we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Razzling and a dazzling every single night. Clubs coming out, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough, it's time, no more wait for the oil, it's the fate, yeah. Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Dry saddle, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and picks need to be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go
805. Somebody's got to have a positive vibe around here. So many of you negative Nellies. Oh no, they're going to get swept. Relax. It's game 3. How do you think the people in St. Louis are feeling this morning? They're probably feeling pretty damn good.
Where's Brett Hall waking up from today?
Oh man, exactly. Brett Hall hasn't gone to bed yet. Gloria. Let me see. It's actually,
you know what?
I have this one thing.
You want to talk positivity? That's it.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Glory, Gloria, Gloria. I think I got your number, Gloria.
If St. Louis can have that vibe, why can the Oilers not have that vibe?
Yeah.
Stop turning the puck over, make some plays on the penalty kill, win a hockey game. GCL Diesel post-game show tonight. Going to be great one way or the other. People are going to be fired up or fired up.
Well, no sadness, happiness, or total anger.
Yeah.
No in between.
All right, keep your questions flying in here. 780-218-9999. We do have a jam-packed third hour coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today. Go get the classic chicken sandwich and take a look at that value menu as well. Available at Popeyes for $5 every single day. That value menu is very nice. 3 questions too many coming up. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Dave Naylor is going to pop by. Dave Naylor, friend of the show. Get his thoughts on the new the new commission's availability. And Rourke and Elgerma, are they? These guys going to get drafted? Canadian quarterbacks. Can you imagine? Like, I don't expect it to happen. Can you imagine?
I see where you're going here.
No, but if an NFL team drafts a Canadian U Sport quarterback
ahead of Shedeur Sanders,
can you?
I thought that's where you're gonna go.
That would be amazing. That'd be incredible. The Shedeur Sanders kid, you see, he had his whole draft room designed, like had a custom made place to watch the draft.
He's Mel Kiper's Jimmy Clausen 2.0.
Oh man, that guy would not shut up about it.
No, I mean, he said he would quit if Jimmy Clausen didn't become a star.
Well, then what's he still doing there? Anyway, Naylor's going to join us. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. We've already given away 2 of those pizzas today. We are also going to be giving away a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, which is nice. And right now, we're going to give away a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Trev, who is playing Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, buddy?
We got Janias.
Janias is going to play. Okay, needs to get 3 out of 5 correct. If Janias nails it, getting that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Are you ready to stake your claim at Mr. Mike's? 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. You'll start with an Emperor Caesar salad, or if you wish, a rustic onion soup. Then enjoy the tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes. Loaded with savory toppings. Mr. Mike's, eat locally. Enjoy casually. Janias, are you ready to go?
Ready to roll.
All right, here we go. Trev will start the ticker after I read the first question. Good luck. Let's get a dub. How many wins do the Oilers have in the playoffs this season?
0.
How many wins did the Oilers have in the playoffs last season?
15.
Which league officially introduced their new commissioner yesterday?
Not sure.
Which city is home to the NFL's Packers? Hello.
It is. Sorry.
Oh, good.
You sure are. Should have been the first answer.
He said spotty connection when he first joined.
He did say that, yeah.
Blaming the officials.
I mean, okay, that's an L right there. I mean, this is a major buzzkill on a very important Friday show here.
Look, it wasn't a spotty connection on the commish question. That wasn't spotty at all. He said not sure.
He did say
loud and clear. I mean that.
I mean, some people are asking maybe we redo it with somebody else. It's never been done.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm not. I don't.
Why don't you just give him the gift certificate? I mean, I get it. We're all trying to be sure. I mean, anything.
I mean, yeah. This Janias can't blame it on the spotty connection. Which league officially introduced their commissioner yesterday?
You just talked about it.
We literally had just discussed that. Which city is home to the NFL Packers? I don't care. Like, I don't care how bad the connection is. We could have heard something come through there.
I think he was Googling it.
Yeah, did he not say something there that like was it? That can't be a real thing. Janice, what is this? Anyway, well, I mean, I'll take this heat.
No rustic onion soup for you.
I'll take this heat. This is on me.
Yeah,
questions were too difficult today.
This is a hockey day.
Rusty Shackelford says that Roseanne or sounds from karaoke on Wednesday night at Hudson's.
Atif singing the Star Spangled Banner.
All right. Well, how do we get you back on track now? That's what I wonder.
You got something in your tickle trunk.
I mean,
here.
I'm just
you got something here.
I'm just looking at that chin strap, Charlie, and I'm just like, oh my god, oh god,
it's not March.
I know it's not March.
Charge,
but I want it. Oh, I want it.
Kind of easy trivia can go to hell.
Oh, geez, Louise. I don't have that either. I know what you're saying there. All right, let's get into 3 questions to Janias. Janias, how dare you?
Punch me, Janias.
Brent Kellington says, man, that was a Flames fan cursing us, wasn't it? Speaking of Flames, seeing some of the content coming out of like Calgary with like Flames Nation and stuff.
No,
man,
I'm not.
No, but it somehow keeps popping up on my feed. And my God, are they butthurt about the Oilers? Like, like they just go on there every day and just troll the Oilers right now. It's to be honest with you, it's a sad look.
I'm seeing they got a shirt out now,
like
hanging in the dome, chilling with Jerome.
If the Flames were in the playoffs right now, we would not be doing full segments on the Calgary Flames losing. Like we would just not care.
But we want the cup to be back in Canada.
By far, my favorite thing about being down south, growing up, is Oilers fans. The Oilers live rent free in Flames fans.
They just do, don't they? And that's what's happening. Like from some of the content I'm seeing coming out of Calgary. Like, talk about something else, man. Like,
they talk about the Oilers more than they do the Flames.
Yeah.
They do. They focus way more on the Oilers. And it's always funny because the Oilers were, they were always pumping the Flames. So, it's in the McDavid era. So I loved listening to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I just can't stand it. And I'm like,
let's just be honest. In every era, the Oilers have been more successful than the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
And here we are talking about them on Game 3.
It's just how it works. Like, it's weird.
I
just keep seeing clips popping up on YouTube.
Way too much time.
Like guys out of Calgary being like, "Oh my God, look at Bouchard!" But let us hate on our own, not you guys.
Gordo won the pizza pies. He says it's a pizza pie miracle. He then follows that up with, he might be a double winner. Janai yes, more like Janai no.
Janai yes, more like geez, Gord, can you imagine?
I mean, that's a top
Can you imagine
rope.
pulling off that split? I mean, it's going to be tough to top Rip City Step earlier this morning with the Kawhi Leonard text, but it could be done.
We're talking Flames, and it could be an NBA winning text of the day on Game 3.
3 questions
for
too
Botton.
many. Do you have a liner for the segment today, Rick?
Yes, I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicky, where he's all hot on this story of the Leafs and the Sens. You get this from Dreger, hey? The league will be investigating.
Yeah, so what's going on there?
So
man?
Bruce Garriock and Dreger are on this. Dreger says a twist in the Battle of Ontario. Allegations of pregame shenanigans.
Okay, but what are we talking about? Pregame shenanigans.
And it goes
what
on.
Is this?
Bruce Garriock quote tweets that tweet. At one point, there were some pucks being lobbed by the Sens in warm-up. I did see Stützle stop a lobbed puck near center. Found it odd. So apparently, they were firing pucks in the direction of one Anthony Stolarz during pregame shenanigans.
Who cares? I mean, why is that? Why is
Mitch from Park Mazda cares?
I mean,
your dealer for life.
Oh God. Okay.
This is the Battle of Ontario.
Yeah, I know.
Dustin.
Yeah, it's getting nasty there now,
It's
wasn't
the
it?
boo.
Yeah. There's Janias. He's over on YouTube. Janias, I see. He says I only jumped in. I wasn't here for the commish talk. That's okay, Janias. You can't win. Nobody wins all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He's owning it. He'll be back.
As Janias says, he's only here for the other stuff.
He'll be back.
It's all right, Janias. Hang in there, buddy.
And the Flame stuff.
Hey, chin up, Janias. If you can bounce back, so can the oil. All right. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, I do. And we also have one here at the station. It's YEG Sports Talk. That's YEG Sports Talk. The YEG is the airport code for Edmonton. So it's Edmonton Sports Talk. Find us on Twitter. You can follow us, and you'll be all up to date on everything going on, especially the pre- and post-game shows. GCL Diesel pre- and post with Tom Gazzola. Live tonight at the Ice House. YouTube Trev will be there. Atif will be rolling in with his modified... you got to find... I know you don't like finding Atif in public, Trev, but you got to find him tonight and snap a pic with
course I do.
that old pirate.
He'll have his whole thing wrapped up, and
It'll be fun.
yeah.
Maybe he'll give you a ride.
Maybe.
A Game 3 ride.
I'd like that.
You guys are great buddies now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the beef has been
beef is
squashed.
Squashed. Is it
Quashed? Squashed?
Well, I was just wondering.
I said squashed.
Yeah, but it should be. Well, that beef's been squashed, but I think it's. Is it quashed?
Beef quashed.
I didn't even know that
Why
was
would
a
it
word.
not just be squashed? I've never heard of
Either or, tomato,
does
tomato.
But what's
mean?
quashed mean?
Quash means to put down, suppress, or make void. So the beef is voided. It's
You squash the beef.
crossed out.
Well, you could also say that for squash. No?
It just seems like
Puts
it's
down.
almost the same word, but one has an S and the other
Turn
one
of
doesn't.
phrase.
Anyway.
It's a really weird thing. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Hey, do you guys have any idea why the Kings are so much worse on the road than at home? Personally, no, I don't.
But you do have to look at it because it's such a wide gap.
Yeah.
It's not just like, they won 5 more or whatever.
The Kings don't necessarily have the road record of a playoff team.
Not
You
at
know,
all.
like they won 17 of their
And
41
the Blue
games. away
Jackets
from
were
home.
kind of like that this season, too. They had a really great home record.
Yeah, and what was Minnesota? Was Minnesota great on the road but average at home? I remember on the Lock Shop a lot talking about Minnesota having a very
Road warrior.
lopsided record as well.
Home would make more sense, though, with the matchups. And again, I know Johnston pointed out that, regular season doesn't mean as much when you're playing the same team over and over again. But
when you watch that Kings team over the last couple nights and then combine that with their home record in the regular season.
they didn't have the harmonicas there all season. Well, just like,
And there won't be any harmonicas. There'll be mock harmonicas maybe tonight, but I don't know how that team that we saw the last 2 games and throughout the year at home can be so bad on the road. It doesn't make sense to me.
Trev's hands moving.
Hit it, Trev.
And I'm moving.
Changing 200. Changing 200.
All right, that's 400. It's not smooth. It'd be easier for this guy to change 500 with just one button.
Kyle the Embalmer says magnets in the pucks.
At home.
I like going this
Conspiracy.
route. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not the real reasons, but the real reasons.
So it's almost like, why are the Kings so good at home? Real reasons.
Real reasons.
Because the bad on the road thing, that's not as fun.
No.
Like, how are they cheating at home, I guess?
Yeah.
How are they cheating on
They are
the power
cheating.
play?
It's just how are they cheating?
Yeah. Let us know ways the Kings are cheating. Could be how you win text of the day today for A&W.
James B says Kings also didn't have a power play of a playoff team, but here we are.
Well, let's not get real for a second. Let's keep having fun. 780-218-9999. Reasons or ways the Kings are cheating. 780-218-9999 or over on YouTube. And yeah, let's change 500 here today. It is a game day. We are 91 away, so keep hammering that thumbs up. We're going to give away a gift certificate for Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Plus, Dave Naylor is going to join us here. Question number 2. Guys, would you put Max Jones in the lineup as like a poor man's Fogel?
Yeah, I
as in it's like a big body that can move.
I subscribe to your theory and a bit of pop. He's not a guy that's going to, sustain that, I don't think, through a whole, but he's got something a little bit to prove. We saw that when they acquired him, the first couple, he was in there. He was providing a bit of a jolt. So sure, over a peg-legged, Frederick or something like that, why not at this point?
I kind of want to make my answer here more about Warren Fogle because I know it hurts to say this. And I want this to be more of an off-season conversation whenever that off-season comes. If it somehow is the end of April, that would be extremely disappointing. Hopefully it's sometime in June. But Fogle would look good on this Edmonton team still. I mean, somebody had to say it. Yeah. Nothing against Bud Colson, but Fogle is such a better player. Like, it's just, yeah. What are you going to do? Right? As they say in sports and in life, can't win them all. And that would be the situation, I guess, Jeff Jackson kind of dealt with last offseason. You need that other saying where it says, can't win them all, but it'd be nice to win some.
Yeah. Can't save them all, but it would be nice to be the...
Hersey, question number 3. If you could be an NFL GM, but not of your favorite team, Which team would intrigue you the most coming out of the NFL draft last night, obviously?
Oh, in regards to the draft,
Yeah.
I just think the Raiders would be hella fun. to
Oh,
manage.
just in general, like.
Well, and you've got something there. With
Would you live in Vegas or would you only fly in for games?
Probably Vegas. I mean, that's one of the draws of having a sports team in that market. But I think with that fan base is so eager to pop, and they just constantly get crap. Ashton Genty. That's
nice,
something.
nice pickup.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
gonna
mind
be
that.
a first round fantasy pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Guy went off in Boise. Yeah, quick answer: the Raiders. Be fun.
I'm going to go with somebody.
I can get a cool haircut.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a guy and a team that has already helped me as a general manager make some bank, bro, and that would be my man Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
I thought you were going down to Duval.
No. Trevor Lawrence has cost me money. Jaden Daniels
I thought
has
you'd recoup that.
Jaden Daniels has made me money. But I am interested for Trevor Lawrence. Like, as for a guy who's got
they're
thousands of dollars invested in Trevor Lawrence rookie cards. Now he's got Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe this is
They're young
a chance
and fun.
to get back on track here for Trevor Lawrence. The investment. Fingers crossed.
Buy the dip. That's what they say.
Yeah, well, I unfortunately didn't buy the dip.
Well,
I bought pre-dip, and then I just sat there looking like a drip during the dip, and now I'm hoping it tips back up.
It's a long play, yeah. That bear market will be changing to a bull.
Yeah, I would go Commanders, though. I just think Jaden Daniels is such a stud.
And then you and Jason Mill could hang out more.
That's
you could
that's
have
true.
him in your suite.
Yeah, you can come by my suite. And I'll say, remember when we used to work together? How's Reed doing? as I sit there as GM of a big league club. All right, GCL Diesel Orange and Brew Breakfast. Let's get after it. Dave Naylor's going to join us. We're going to have Beer of the Week coming up here around 8:45 as well. Marmot Basin Snow Report, the wrap for William Huff. Lots of stuff still to get to on the show today. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. The Orange and Blue Breakfast, a critical Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They're the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. I believe GCL Diesel trying to get involved in the golf tournament. Our EST Golf Classic is just jammed. It is just sold out. It looks, even Awanik's like, this is crazy. Like it's become a monster.
This
that
is
even
going to have to be a
expect
4-day
year
event,
two.
much like the Masters.
I mean,
we're going to have a.
We could probably.
Murray will charge $250,000 to stay out at the ranch for the full 4 days.
Yeah.
Like that's what's going to become.
We could probably have filled 2 tournaments in a matter of like 2 days this year. So it's a very sought after ticket. But I just think of the GCL Diesel guys because they had such a good time last year with the GCL Diesel guys that we were tarps off by the time we got to 18. That's the first time our shirt's been off in public in like 12 years.
It was a hot day.
It was a hot day.
It was hot.
It was a great day. And GCL Diesel fell in love with those guys that day. God, love those guys.
You'll never forget that.
Never forget that day.
I found love.
All right. Projected lineups for tonight. I don't even like this is also part of the issue here. I'm sitting here today going, man, I don't know what the Oilers are going to do with their lineup. And then I go, here's the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah.
Kopitar, Kempe, Kuzmenko. You know it's a thing. Byfield, Fiala, Lafreniere. You know it's a thing. Deneau, Fogle, Trevor Moore. You know that's a thing. And then, they got a couple other forwards that aren't going to play. They basically run 3 lines. And then they'll be going Mikey Anderson, Drew Doughty, Gavrikov, Spence, Edmondson, and Clark. And Gavrikov and Edmondson and Doughty and Anderson. Like, you know what you're getting from the Los Angeles Kings.
Gazdic spoke about identity yesterday, did he not?
Oh, did he talk about the Kings' identity?
No,
or
just
more
the
so
Oilers'
what's
lack
the
of.
Oilers'
But you
identity?
make a good point on the flip side of
It's just we're sitting here this morning going, well, we'll see what Knoblauch does for Game 3, and it will likely be another third set of different line combinations, whereas Kopitar, Kempe, and Kuzmenko right now are sitting there going, good, give us another look.
And you're also mixing
Doesn't matter, we'll take
guys into the lineup who haven't, we talked about coming into this series, not having time to even play together prior to this, right? So you're switching things up and injecting some fresh bodies into it, and it's a lot of newness.
Let's get to your podium physiotherapy injury report. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury? hip or shoulder pain, slowing you down, back pain after a long day of work, well, we got you covered. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, or the wear and tear of everyday life, the expert team is here and ready to get you back on track at Podium Physiotherapy. Unlock the athlete in you. What are we looking at injury-wise?
For the visiting Kings, much of the same. Tanner Jeannot out. Now for the Oilers. And they have little, Alec Regula, for example, IR, which means injured reserve. Matthias Ekholm is listed as out. That doesn't stand for anything. He's just out. Stetcher, DTD, which means...
day-to-day.
Day-to-day.
Yeah,
I'm going to also add Frederick on there. BU, banged up.
Banged up.
Because I think it's fair to mention that.
There should be a BU.
Boo. He's Bu.
4 of these guys are BUs.
Yeah, well, and
they're banged up.
Does factor into it. So, yeah, that's your Podium Physiotherapy injury report.
All right, what is your key?
Score first.
That's it. And it kind of has to be,
I know it's kind of a lame, like you can say, oh, yeah, every game, yeah, it makes it easier. If you're especially in this series, and especially that they haven't had the Kings in that position yet. And a lot of people I know, D-Rock and a few others have been saying, you got to get this team chasing as opposed to kind of in that first, second gear ahead constantly. So, yeah, scoring tonight, and especially the home crowd. I mean, you get that pop. You brought it up earlier. I don't know if it was on air, but you play a good 5-7 minutes here to open things up, and then they get.
And if you don't bury one,
God, that's just
you have to score.
Yeah,
you have to score first. It has to come in the first period tonight. There's not I'm not sure there's a path to victory if
even playing a really good opening period and it goes 0-0 into the second. That's a win for the Kings, and then you're gripping harder.
That's the thing. Go. We said it last.
Doesn't matter how you get it.
They had a horrible start in game 1. Game 2, it was a better start. It was a better start, but it was not the start of a team that reeks of desperation. That start has to be there tonight. What more can you ask for? You're down 2-0, should have you motivated. You know you can beat this team, should have you motivated. And you're going to be in front of over 18,000 wildin' fans. That should have you motivated as well. If you can't come out and dominate the first 10 minutes tonight, that's more of a you problem than a Los Angeles Kings problem. But yeah, if they go out and push hard for 10 minutes and can't bury one and the Kings score on their second shot, I'm not even
even if it's 0-0 I mean, again, you'd want to have something with the investment. You go out there, you play really good. It's just the pressure. The screws tighten at that point.
If that were to happen, let's say they come out flying and they do give up the first goal, though. I hope people in attendance tonight aren't sitting on their hands. I'm talking.
I get it, but if you're a fan and you're paying good money or getting a good deal with Fans First, .ca, the job of you as a fan and supporter is to that's the lift.
That's what I mean.
You are the 13th, whatever you want to call it, 7th to 8th defenseman. Your job there is to then lift them. You can't turn tail. Not in these moments. It's easy to cheer when they're up 2-0 or 3-0 or whatever. But that's when they'll need you the most. And that would show the Kings bench as well. You mean to tell me that if the Kings went down like that at home, say the roles are reversed, how would that fan base? And it's a niche fan base. They're all concerned about basketball and the Dodgers and all this stuff. They wouldn't care. It's over. You have to show your hockey IQ and acumen as a fan base, to which this organization and city prides itself on, to not turn tail in those clutch moments. That's absolute key. And especially if you're paying a premium dollar to get down there.
Oilers come out flying, don't score, Kings score. When that puck is dropped after the goal, there should be a let's go Oilers chant.
You've got to get that thing.
That place should be
party
rocking.
Machine.
Just don't bail early if something doesn't go well, because that's not going to help them.
You got to fight to the last breath.
All right, game day prediction tonight. I'm going to say the Edmonton Oilers win this hockey game 4-1. Just straight up, I'm just going with a prediction. 4-1.
Is that an empty netter in there?
There's an empty netter in there. Okay. Which is rare.
You didn't have to go.
Empty netter, but I'm going to give him an empty netter tonight as well. There you go. That's your GCL Diesel orange and blue breakfast. On the way next, Dave Naylor is going to join us. We'll talk about the new commish who was on the Reed Wilkins show yesterday. It was a fabulous conversation with Reed and Jay and Stuart Johnston, and a couple of Canadian quarterbacks eyeing up the NFL draft here. We'll get into that a little bit as well. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Arcadia going to be in the house. Marmot Basin Soul Report, the Raptor William Huff, all still to come. Let's get to a sports update right now for a place where it's always game day. Selly's Sports Bar Lounge.
Oilers Kings Game 3 tonight down at Rogers Place as Edmonton look to overturn a 2-0 series deficit. Join Tom Gazzola live downtown, the Canadian Ice House. He'll have your GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 6:30 right here on EST. It's one of 3 games around the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Elsewhere, the Habs are back home down 2-0 to the Capitals, and the Devils also at home down 2-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Last night, Panthers 2-0 victors over the Lightning. Florida lead that series 2-0. Alexander Barkov, he would leave the game and not return following a hit from Brandon Hagel. Leafs take it in overtime again, 3-2 over the Senators. Toronto now have a 3-0 series lead. Minnesota have jumped out to a 2-1 series lead following a 5-2 victory over the Golden Knights. And the Blues hammering the Jets 7-2 at home. Winnipeg still lead that series 2-1. Over to the NBA, 3 games dot the playoff schedule tonight. Last night, Kawhi Leonard 21 as the Clippers blow out the Nuggets 117-83. LA now up 2-1. The Thunder rallying from 29 down to knock off the Grizzlies 114-108. They lead that series 3-0. And the Knicks find themselves 2-1 up over the Pistons following a 118-116 road win. Jays road trip continues tonight. They'll open a 3-game set with the Yankees. First pitch 5:05 as Toronto look to snap a 5-game slide. NFL Draft. Miami quarterback Cam Ward, no surprise there. He went first overall to the Titans last night as the Jaguars made a big move. They traded up with the Browns to number 2, selecting Colorado receiver defensive back Travis Hunter. And Canadian Adam Svensson and Cam Davis shot an opening round 61 11 under as they will sit 3rd at the Zurich Classic. Sports update presented by Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino with wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials. It is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Hey, 32 on a Friday morning. Game 3 tonight, Oilers and Kings. We've got you covered here on Edmonton Sports Talk from when we started at 6 o'clock this morning all the way up until puck drop at 8 o'clock. That is 14 straight hours of coverage getting you ready for this game.
Longest pregame in the city.
We've got the hangout coming up. It'll be Maddie, the glue guy, Jay Milne. Jasmine's going to be in today. I'll be back with Huss in the lock shop. That'll be going down at 11 o'clock today. We've got the oil stream. I'll be in studio. Tommy Gazzola, either down at the rink or from his home studio.
Godfather's in the house.
Godfather's here. Darren from Arcadie's going to join us for Beer of the Week here in about 15 minutes. EST afternoons from 1 until 3. The Reed Wilkins Show will go from 3 until 6:30 today. That'll lead right into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tommy Gazzola. He's at the Ice House downtown right across from the rink. So if you're heading to the game tonight, pop into the Ice House, see Tommy, and definitely try to distract him while he's broadcasting live for 90 straight minutes. Yesterday, the Reed Wilkins Show did have the new commissioner of the Canadian Football League on, Stuart Johnston, and I got home right before that interview started, and I was ready to have a nap. But I was like, I gotta see it was a great chat. I
Stuart Johnston kept
20 minutes. Yeah, I mean,
that's a good sign.
It was a good conversation, I thought, yesterday. I thought the guys had a terrific chat with him. Dave Naylor, who obviously covers Football Insider, both sides of the border for a TSN. He joins us on this show this morning. Naylor, happy Friday. How you doing, man?
Very well. Exciting season, draft season, and it means the season is just around the corner. And in football, we don't really have an off season. I sometimes joke. I say, I've used this line a few times. I say the only time I'm really jealous of the people who cover hockey in this country is July the 3rd. Because they go away for
it's
8
over.
weeks.
It's done.
It's over. They have an actual off season. We really don't. It's like combines and drafts and everything. So yeah, it's good though. It's good. Love what we do.
Well, yeah, it's tough not to. And we'll get to the NFL draft a little bit last night, maybe what we should be watching for from a Canadian perspective. But Stuart Johnston yesterday, around 8 o'clock Edmonton time, had his first availability as commissioner of the Canadian Football League. And we just thought, we were saying this morning, he just seems very polished. Like you can tell the industry that he comes from. Dave, what was your biggest takeaway from Stu's first chat with the media yesterday?
Well, I thought it was a couple of things, and that he kind of, defined the lens through which he is going to make decisions as commissioner of the Canadian Football League. And it's a couple of things. One was entertainment value. I think as somebody who's been in the business of trying to attract eyeballs to screens for the last 30 years, he understands sport entertainment has to be entertaining. And you're not just in competition with other sports properties, you're in competition with everything. So that's, I think, the number one thing. Is it entertaining? And it was interesting, even something in a scrum yesterday, he was asked about, the dribble punt play that Montreal does, right? And it's funny, I reported on the discussion, it was more last season, about a rules committee, but did they want to get it in? Did they? And, one of the things somebody asked me along that way was, well, what did we think at TSN about it? And I thought, well, we made content out of it. We talked about it. We made it entertainment, I guess, and that's kind of consistent with the way Stuart sees the product. And the other one is the acknowledgement that I don't want to say he did put it in these terms, but he leaned in on the issue of the CFL's aging fan base. Like, he quoted a lot of positive things about ratings and engagement and social media and digital marketing and attendance and all kinds of things that demonstrate the league has some positive momentum as he takes this seat. But also, didn't shy away from what I think is the greatest sort of long-term threat to the CFL, and that is the fan base potentially aging out. That for every fan who passes away, you've got to add one. And I don't know that the league is doing that. And so I think the other thing that really my takeaway was that everything is going to be measured through how do we make this appealing to the younger demo? How do we go where they communicate? How do we communicate with them? Every idea, I think, is going to be spiced with that idea of just trying to make sure you're trying to give yourself every opportunity to link this game to a younger demo. Because I do agree that is the single biggest challenge, not tomorrow that the CFL faces, but over the next 10, 15 years.
It's a long-term deal. He spoke about how he's going to have some time to implement what he wants to do. And you mentioned the aging fan base. It's going to be my question in terms of challenge. I mean, you don't get to necessarily choose when you get a certain job. Randy Ambrosi had to navigate the league through a pandemic, for crying out loud. Not something that anybody would have thought. What do you see as, you just said the aging demographic is one thing, but is that, I guess, at the end of the day, when we're talking about Stuart Johnston's reign, whenever it comes to an end, or do you foresee something else that maybe we haven't discussed or he brought up yesterday as well that could be popping up in the not so distant future regarding the league?
Well, I think you're right, and I get the sense that Stuart Johnston wants to do this job, for a long time. That this isn't, a transitional role for him for a couple of years or anything like that. And because I think, he was very clear yesterday. And I think people got a good sense of kind of how direct and clear a communicator he is. And we certainly know that at TSN, and I think was on display yesterday as well. But something as he right off the bat, he said he's not picking up the expansion torch, directly, but he hasn't ruled out the idea that he would want to expand it sometime. It's just not his priority coming through the door. Yeah. So I would be surprised if at some point that isn't a project of his, that's something he wants to see happen. I think he recognizes the limited number of teams in the CFL is limiting, but it's not what he's trying to do coming through the door. I think that's certainly one area. And the other thing was about the broadcast deal. I thought was interesting, where he talked about not necessarily maximizing that deal, but optimizing it. And what that means is maximum reach, maximum growth potential, as well as dollars. So it's not just going to be the highest check wins, on terms of where the CFL goes with its next. So I think he's very much thinking long term. So I talked about flag football, wanting to get, deeply involved with that as a way to connect with younger fans. So, if I'm going to put my, crystal ball in and look 10, 15 years from now, when Stuart Johnston steps away as commissioner of the Canadian Football League, more teams, more engagement from younger fans, and a continually exciting product. And I think his background in partnerships and sponsorships at the Canadian Football League, I mean, a lot of business in life is relationships. And I think the fact that Stuart has been in this place as long as he has been, those relationships, I think, are also going to be very beneficial to the Canadian Football League's bottom line, just in terms of attracting, sponsors and partnerships that are essential for the financial bloodline of the league. So, those are the things that I kind of see, all kind of moving forward. And I think he's going to be pretty direct. He's going on a listening tour first, right? Which every commissioner does that. I think every commissioner I've covered has kind of done that. But I think in Stuart Johnston's case, it's probably going to be less learning necessarily and more refining. And by that, just because he has so much experience with the league, I don't think it's sort of primary information gathering he's going to be doing on the listening tour. It's going to be more trying to balance what he may or may not already believe about certain aspects of the Canadian Football League and the need for either stability or change, and kind of measuring those against what he hears from team presidents, coaches, GMs, players, fans, media, all of that.
We were joking today that when he does his listening tour, we want him sitting right here, and we're not going to give him a mic.
No talking.
And he just listens to what we have to say. That's it. It's just
He's a pretty good listener.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good listener. And
that'd be fun.
I think you guys should bring him on and give him a mic. He's a good talker too.
Yeah, I mean, it was great yesterday on Reed Show. He's just like, they were good answers. It was just like, you could tell he comes from the background.
And also, I think you mentioned not just the executive, but a young fan himself. He's not just walking into this from some other business and taking the job.
That's nice.
He knows what it's like to be a young fan in the league, and maybe what.
Well, I think the fact that he's a fan of the game, has been all his life, and again, I think it's really important that he comes from within the CFL's business sphere. I mean, I could give you the list. I think he's the 9th commissioner I've covered. Okay.
Well, you've been around for a long time, Dave. Don't date yourself. You're right.
I know. In 1990, I should say, be a little clear. I never covered Donald Crump, but I did cover the league when he was commissioner in 1991. Yes, as before he handed off to Larry Smith, who I certainly did cover. But none of these guys, any of them, have come from within the CFL's business sphere. They've all come from outside of it. Some of them from sports, some of them not from sports. But none of them were directly involved with the Canadian Football League in any way before they were hired as commissioner, other than in the case of Larry Smith and Randy Ambrosi, playing backgrounds, which was 20 years before they became commissioners. So I think that's a big advantage for Stuart Johnston here, is that he has been knee-deep in the business of Canadian football for a very long time. And I think that familiarity is a significant advantage for him coming through the door on day number 1.
Dave Naylor with us on the show this morning. NFL draft first round last night. And it was good. It was fun to watch. A little bit of drama along the way. But our focus will change over the next couple of days on a couple of Canadian kids. What type of expectations do you have for some Canadian quarterbacks, one from playing south of the border, one playing north of the border, and how they might factor into things before Saturday's done?
I think they're both going to be potential late round selections, and I'm talking rounds 6, 7, or priority free agents. I think that's possible for either of them. And, it's funny because they come from such different paths. I mean, Curtis Rourke really, anybody who's been watching college football certainly knows who Curtis Rourke is since 2022, when he had the 25 touchdown, 4 interception year at Ohio. Now, even the more casual college football watchers would certainly know who he was last year because he really burst through on the national scene. Indiana going 10-0, him getting into the Heisman Trophy conversation, them getting to the college football playoff. And then on the other side, you have Taylor Elgersma at Laurier, who, outside of the U Sport community, which, is a pretty, U Sports in this country is not part of the general sports conversation. It's a football conversation. It's not. It doesn't cross into general sports.
Yeah, there's a hardcore niche following of U Sports football.
It is a hardcore niche following and an underexposed product. So, for a lot, his invitation to the Senior Bowl in January was kind of the whoa moment here. Like, he was number 20, I believe, on the CFL's list of prospects last fall. And so, all of a sudden, the guy goes from number 20 on the CFL prospects list to being in the Senior Bowl. And I think he's met with almost every NFL team. He had a top 30 visit with Green Bay. All of a sudden he's in that 6th, 7th round conversation. And this is where you get into the kind of edict of the draft. It's what they often say, traits over production. So, yeah, look, he was pretty productive, but it's at the OUA level, right? And I don't know how to, in terms of watching, what he does on the field, measure what a guy is doing in the OUA versus what a guy like Curtis Rourke was doing in the Big Ten, including facing defenses at Ohio State and Notre Dame that were top in the nation and multiple players who will be in the National Football League this September. Like it's a massive difference in terms of the levels of defenses that Curtis Rourke was going up against, with all due respect to U Sport and OUA football, which I love, but the two teams that Curtis Rourke couldn't beat were loaded with NFL draft prospects on the defensive side of the ball, Ohio State and Notre Dame. So it's a real hard one to compare. I think that the thing you look at and say, Elgersma has all the things, they like to say, you can't teach. The big arm, the size. He played well in that Senior Bowl game and certainly watched his, all-star games are hard to watch guys, sometimes evaluate guys because guys have been together for 4 days, right? And so putting them together on a field. But he certainly, threw one deep pass down the rail, looked good in practice at other times. And Curtis Rourke, I think the things he has going against him are, that he wasn't able to elevate his game in either those Notre Dame or Ohio State games. He has the ACL injury, 2 of them to the same knee, hasn't been able to participate in workouts at all this offseason. So, I think if things had gone a little differently, if even in one of those 2 games he had a much better performance, if he hadn't missed the whole offseason, I think you'd see him more in a sort of 3 to 5 range for this draft. And instead, I think we're looking at him in the 6 to 7 range. I'll be frankly surprised if Elgersma gets drafted before him. But I think right now, in terms of where they project, they kind of land in the same territory, which, I wrote about this on tsn.ca, guys. What a time for Canadian quarterbacks. We're going into the year. 2 out of 9 CFL teams are going to start Canadian quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks born and raised and developed in this country on the NFL's draft radar. I mean, to have that all happening in the same year, that is, we are in new territory for Canadian quarterbacks, whether you're measuring what they're doing in the CFL or relative to the National Football League.
Yeah, it's really exciting moving forward. And I'm very excited to see where these 2 guys end up, whether it be in the draft or shortly after the draft. Dave, as always, man, we really appreciate the time. Thanks for popping in on Friday.
And, of course, we get to see where they go in the other draft next week.
That's right, next week.
Which this weekend will have a lot to do with that. So,
I was going to say, you might get a text from me on Monday anyway. So I'll talk to you soon, Dave.
Take care.
There you go. That's Dave Naylor. CFL draft goes down next week as well. And it'll be interesting to see, like, if these guys get drafted in the NFL, they'll obviously slide a little bit further in the CFL draft. But they've just signed as free agents after. It'll be interesting to see. I know I've seen both of them mocked in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
So we'll in the CFL.
It's always
draft.
a gamble.
Yeah,
you roll the dice.
Yeah, but obviously some insanely talented guys. Trev, you got the beer song? We get moving here. Let's get into Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. All right, 8:49 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. We do have a gift certificate that we are going to give away to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Text in Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text Beer Me in at 780-218-9999. One of you will win that gift certificate. If you're watching on YouTube, text the Beer Me in to the inbox today. And Beer of the Week for Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, obviously available as its own podcast after the fact as well. And we've got Darren from Arcadia in today. How you doing, man?
Good, boys. You?
We are doing
Great.
okay. Where are the nerves at for the game tonight? What do you think? Just slide up a little bit. There
Okay,
you go.
no worries.
What do you think tonight?
Oh man, I'm nervous. I know we're just talking there. It doesn't. We don't have the jam. It doesn't seem like we have the desperation.
Doesn't seem like it, right?
No.
They got to have desperation tonight.
Yeah,
though, right?
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like you said, we beat them 3 years in a row. They're more desperate. You mean Fogel hates us?
Yeah.
they just have that hatred and desperation that we had back in the day in the 2000s. They was playing Dallas all those years.
Yeah.
You wanted it every year, and it just doesn't look like we want it.
Yeah,
right now.
it's frustrating right now.
Yeah.
That is for sure. So fingers crossed they can get it done tonight. All right, what have you brought in for us here today?
All right, boys. So like right off the bat here,
Big lineup.
So the beer of the week at Sobeys is the True Joy Irish Red Ale.
Okay.
Classic Irish Red Ale. You know what I mean? It's malty, but not too malty. Got a little bit of biscuit and caramel flavor to it.
Oh, biscuit in there. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It like for me, it reminds me of like.
Rick, you want to start pouring one of those up?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
When I was young, my go-to beer was Kilkenny.
Yeah,
So
okay, that was yours when you were younger? Yeah,
when
yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So going to house parties of Kilkenny was kind of a funny look for people. There you go, buddy.
There we go. We'll just
yeah.
Here, Trev, bring me your glass. We'll share one. We'll share one here. Bring me your glass over there, and then we'll.
So this beer here, we actually donate $1 from each 4-pack.
Okay.
To Rucksack for Remembrance.
Okay.
It's local organization that does a walk with the firefighters down in the River Valley every year, and they raise money for Warriors Canada. It's for first responders or PTSD. The beer is in honor of our friend Tim Losnick.
Okay.
Who is an Edmonton fireman who we sadly lost last year in June.
That's Tim right on the can
That's
there?
Tim on the can
Okay.
there. Yeah, Tim was awesome dude, but like just an incredible human being. Like everyone who met him, this funeral there in the fall, packed of people, between Edmonton firemen to old hockey players. Tim was the captain of the Saints.
Okay.
Back in 95, 97, back in the day.
Yeah.
Just an absolute legend. Yeah, grew up playing with Jerome and.
Well, let's cheers to him.
Yeah, cheers to
cheers to
Losnick.
him. Let's cheers to him.
Yeah.
Cheers, Tim.
Cheers, Trev.
Timmy's just a legend.
Oh, that's good, man.
You know what I mean? I think we all deal with Mental Health Month is coming up here. We all deal with mental health problems. And especially, the Edmonton firemen, first responders, they deal with a lot. You know what I mean?
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. And beers sometimes it's like, well, you shouldn't be putting beer with mental health, but at the same time, it's sometimes good to catch up with your buddies, chat with them, see how they're doing.
Oh yeah, it's important to catch up, have a beer,
Yeah.
see what's going on.
responsibly,
Everybody's got their own stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's good to catch up. So
Yeah.
we donate $1
Awesome.
to Rucksack for Remembrance, which is a great Edmonton cause. They do the walk, the run in the River Valley. The firemen do like big packs.
They're
on-
carrying
they-
stuff.
Yeah,
That's what they do, right? Yeah.
And they do that in October. So I'm happy to do this in Tim's honor. And just a great Irish beer.
Yeah, well, it's really good. Yeah, well, Rick, you're being a big.
I love the red ales, man, and this hits the spot. Yeah, you're getting a little biscuit, hey? You got the biscuit.
the biscuit. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, where are we going to go next, man? What do you want to do?
All right,
here?
next we got, let's talk about it, the Coliseum Blonde Ale.
Of course, yeah, that's a classic.
It's a classic. I mean, we all had those Coliseum beers.
Yeah.
We can talk about the price. Even back then, we're like, whoa, $8 for a beer? Well, let's be honest, it only took 2 of those.
Well, nothing like going to Arcadia and sitting in one of the seats, too, and enjoying
exactly.
values. I mean,
cool
that's
too, yeah.
If you haven't been to the brewery, we have 16 seats from the old Coliseum. I have my old section sign, 122.
You got the section sign too?
Yeah, I
That's
sat
good.
there for about 15, 17 seasons. I got the old 118 section sign where the Ford truck was in the main concourse.
Okay, yeah.
We met up every intermission there. So, yeah, we got the seats. We enjoy the Coliseum Blonde. I mean,
I think a lot of people know about Arcadia, but the details again for address and stuff, just so people.
oh, yeah,
don't pop by,
107th Ave, 120th Street.
Manchester
We're in
Square, eh?
Manchester
Cool little
Square.
square there. That's
yeah.
a neat spot.
We're
Yeah.
patio right around the fountain there. So,
Yeah.
great patio.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some great other local businesses in there and more coming soon. We have a Mexican restaurant opening up here. The old Frida, I believe, they're opening up.
Okay.
Next weekend for Cinco de
Sweet.
Mayo, which will be fun.
Oh, that'll be a good timing for that
Yeah,
guy.
go up and grab a taco.
Yeah.
Come enjoy Coliseum Blonde Ale. So yeah, the Coliseum Blonde Ale is kind of like those Coliseum beers. I mean, we don't infuse it with bacteria. We do clean our lines. I mean, that was it, right?
That's the whiskey
That had to be
ingredient.
what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It had to have been.
Well,
that.
let's go cheers to the old Coliseum, hey, boys? Why
not, eh?
Hey,
Yeah,
cheers
yeah.
to the Coliseum. There we go.
I miss that place.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, the Coliseum. It's a blonde ale, but it really reminds you of like of session ale, where it has that have a little bite to it.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit,
it's-
but not
yeah.
nothing crazy.
No,
like,
no, it's still nice to crush.
Yeah.
So the little hoppiness will give you a nice little buzz like those Coliseum beers.
Yeah. All right, which one should we do next year, man? What do
All
you
right,
think?
boys. So then we got the Likely Lads Lager. It's also in the Sobeys here right now.
That's at Sobeys too? It's available?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's it's
get
a
pouring.
lager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice, easy drinking lager.
What's your most popular beer?
The Coliseum and the Whistling.
I figured
Where's
it was-
the
I figured it was
Likely
the
Lads
Coliseum.
name come into that one? It just
The Likely Lads Arcadia comes from the band Libertines. Arcadia is a place where true hearts and minds and melodies belong. Yeah, and the Libertines, big inspiration to me. And they, Pete and Carl, the lead singers of the Libertines, were called the Likely Lads.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's where it comes from. Then,
Yeah, that's where it comes from. And we all have that one friend where we've through thick or thin.
Yeah.
Where we're together with, and that was Pete and Carl were like. And I also kind of named that in honor of my good friend over in Liverpool, Ben.
Okay.
And but we all have that Likely Lad friend that we have, and so it's the one you just want to crush some lagers with. And I mean, this one isn't on tap at the moment. It ran out because it is so popular. I
Yeah.
would hope.
Well,
I
that's
hope.
okay, I guess.
Yeah, and so that's the Likely Lads, just a nice crushing beer. So that's also available in Sobeys at the
to the
moment.
lads, eh?
Yeah,
I mean,
to all you likely lads out there. Hey,
All the
cheers,
lads.
boys. Yeah,
And the
cheers.
ladettes, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's guys or girls. I mean, it's like I think Liam Gallagher said when Shania Twain says "Let's go, girls," he knows he's talking to all of us. She's talking to all of us.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's the lager there. Just really easy.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's smooth.
All right, and we've got the
And then, the Whistling Pig. That was our first one. That was our
like the first one ever.
Yeah, so this
This
one's
is where
our
you
flagship.
started, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is like it's a hazy pale ale, but I mean it's also super light and crushable. You're not gonna get all that crazy hops like you would with some pale ales.
Yeah, it's not as it's more clear than
Yeah,
some
it's
of the
more
other pale
clear.
ales.
It's
Yeah,
4.9, so easy to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first one I released back in
What year was that?
2020. Yeah, that was a rough one.
That's a tough time
was
to
like
fire
big
something up.
survives, yeah, that was like-
it's the big idea, and then oh no, right? So
That's the lineup when Anton Landers, your number one centerman. That was pretty much what it was.
Great pull.
better now. I mean, right? Like,
Who do we got in the second lane? Petrell? Well,
yeah.
It's,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Those are always tough days. Those are tough
those are
days.
fun days. So the Whistling Pig was our first one. It's my favorite of the bunch, and actually, this beer was actually named by Pete Doherty and Carl Broad, Libertines for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's why in the can you'll see the Whistling Pig wearing the red coats because the Libertines famously wear the English red coats.
Okay.
So I finally got to go meet the boys over in Amsterdam a couple years ago. That was I go over to Europe all the time to see the boys there, and so it's funny when I go over there, everyone knows who they are, and it's a big deal. I'm like, "Oh, you guys got a Libertines beer?" And here, everyone's just like, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." You know what I mean? We had I unfortunately don't have a bill ran for beer in cans, but I think that was one of our first beers we released when I opened up in Manchester Square. Was the Stack the Pads?
Stack the Pads. Pretty good idea. Yeah.
I mean, we could do with that tonight. I feel like.
Yeah. Hopefully. Well, that's what I wanted. Cheers to.
Yeah.
Here's to a comeback.
Oh,
hey, like
man.
here's
Kelvin
to a
Pickard.
series comeback.
Yeah, Pickard.
It's only 2-0. It's been done before. Let's go get it. Like.
I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I'm saying Jeff Skinner's scoring a goal tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay,
Let's
I
go
like that.
Skinner, get a goal.
That's his time. Get back in the lineup and bury one.
Yeah.
All right, Darren. Well, thanks a lot for coming in, man.
Awesome,
We'll
guys.
let
Thank
you
you so
slide out.
much.
We're going to wrap the show. It's all at Arcadia, Manchester Square. What's the exact? I mean, everybody kind of knows where you guys
107-12,
are. but-
120.
Great
Okay,
pass.
there we go. Yeah, it's an awesome spot. I absolutely love it. Good seeing you, man. Enjoy the game tonight.
Let's go,
Hey.
KC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. I like that too. Let's go. All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We're going to get to the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Look at all these Arcadia bevies kicking around. What a life we live.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
Stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
Another stunning morning out at Marmot today. Conditions fantastic yesterday with the sun softening up the snow for some great conditions. No new snow overnight, but spring prevails. 101 centimeter snow base still on the year. All chairs are spinning today. 15 runs were groomed last night. 2 degrees mid-mountain, a forecasted high of 5 today. Season pass holders from any other area can ski for 50% off. So if you're a pass holder from one of our Edmonton ski areas, you want to come out for some spring turns, you can do it for half price. Last event of the season. Mid-mountain party.
Our boy.
Edmonton's own DJ Bradley James.
Brett James.
Spinning some tunes
Brett
from 12
James.
until 2 on Saturday. Kelsey adds, thanks and let's go Oilers, please, for the love of God. That's what I'm talking about, Kels. That's what I'm talking about, Kels. That's what I'm talking about, Kels. Bradley James.
Makes my day.
Bradley James makes my day.
Bradley James. Hey, Bradley James, feel free to use this track. Am I right?
Makes
It
a
does
little
slap.
drop.
All right, we got to quickly get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours or a Chiefs wheelchair, WilliamHuff.com. That's where you can get it done. They've been doing it forever. What did we learn on the show today, boys?
Brandon Hagel will have a hearing today for his hit on Barkov.
As
that was
he
just
should.
announced an NHL player of safety. And a mistrial has been declared in the sex assault trial of the 5 former members of Canada's 2018 World Junior Hockey Team.
What?
Yeah, mistrial.
I thought that trial was just starting.
It did, but there's something must have been with the juror or something, so they will refresh it and come back at a later date.
Oh, well, that's not very clean, eh?
Well, you got to have it clean. You got to go.
Yeah,
You gotta be
okay.
clean, so.
All right. Well, early mistrial, huh?
Mistrial and a hearing.
That's kind of interesting. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Oilers fan, I'm going to say this myself.
Gloria.
No, Oilers fans after tonight's hockey game.
I was expecting to, try it. I was going to say, it's okay, not the best, not the worst. But it is surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. Tonight's the night. Surprisingly good. Text of the day today. A lot of good text. Oh, yeah, and by the way, beer me. If you want to get in for the beer, text beer me to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text of the day for A&W. Team Burger Iconic plus the fantastic deal today. Mama Burger and fries, $5 all day at all A&W locations. Text of the day today. You'll win that gift certificate. Rip City Step, almost wire to wire.
Wow.
Kawhi Leonard is like the Olympics. He's awesome and inspiring to watch every 4 years, but the cost overrun for the host cities can be a heavy burden. Magnificent.
Chef's kiss.
Magnificent. What are we watching tonight, boys?
Well,
I'll tell you what, I won't be watching the TNT broadcast that's being broadcast remotely from Atlanta for the Oilers and Kings tonight. Like, you're lucky. We're lucky. I'm lucky that we're running out of time because I could say some things. You are a freaking national rights holder, and you're going to have your guys call an NHL playoff game from a different city. It's pathetic.
I think there's a seat on the hangout for you.
No, and I mean this. And I know some people be like, Dusty, you're full of BS, but I mean this. If this TSN ever came to me and said, hey, We want you to call CFL games remotely. I would quit. I swear to God. I'm not like, if that comes about, I will quit. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Not with Stuart Johnston.
I'm sorry
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
say it.
Yes.
It's bullshit. All right.
Lakers, Minnesota 2 tonight on the road.
Oh, God.
Got ya.
Tammy's going to be nowhere near me tonight.
You're going to have one.
This is going to be tough. Okay, we got the hangout coming up right away. Maddie, I'm sorry we went a little long today. It's a jam-packed show. Blame Gene Principe. He wouldn't shut up. Just kidding. Actually, Gene was great. All right, that's it. But that is such garbage. It's garbage.
Well, say it again. What is it?
I can't say it again. Earmuffs. But I mean, it's you're one of the national rights holder for one of the big like, come on. It doesn't cost that much. Like, it's just
pathetic.
It's so bad. All right, Oilers win tonight 4-1. That's my call. Trev, enjoy your blackout day. Have a lot of fun there. Rick, you have a great weekend as well.
Goodbye.
I'll be back in the lock shop in a couple hours. Stick around. Hangout's coming out. It's going to be a good one. Maddie's ready to go. Glue Guy's ready to go. Jasmine's ready to go. Turn on autoplay. That'll take it right on over there. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Take it easy.